Automotive in Eldon, American Sun Control, Winter Shelton Real Estate, Crown Power and Equipment, Polylift Boat Lifts, Lake Regional Health System, Hewlett Automotive in Camdenton, DeGraff and Reed Heating and Cooling, the Osage Beach Hy-Vee, Wright Printing and Promotional Advertising, the Kidwell Garber Funeral Homes of Versailles and Laurie, Citizens Bank of Eldon and Versailles, Vera Cruz Mexican Restaurant, Pinmax Staffing, Gladstone Cove Boat Trailer Sales, Martin Metal in Versailles, and Jason Blankenship CPA. Now with high school football, here's Colton Taylor on KS-95.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's presentation at KS-95 Sports. I just realized that JT actually introduces me by name. This is the first week that I have paid attention in the background and heard that, so thank you, JT, for that lovely introduction. It is week 8 of the high school football season, which basically means we've got tonight and one more game left, and that's all she wrote on the regular season. But enough about that. I'm Colton Taylor. Joining me tonight, Ryan Retone, back with me on the call. Ryan, how are you, buddy?
Oh, doing great. We finally got some football weather. We're on top of a beautiful press box. I love the end zones here, so I'm having a good time.
Yeah, special shout out to Mike Beeman for getting us set up. The AD here at California always takes care of us, but you are right. It is beautiful. I mean, the orange glow in the background, it's probably 65 degrees out here max, maybe a little cooler than that. And also nothing but love to California because it is their homecoming night. And they take care of the festivities of crowning folks before the game starts.
That's a good feel. You know, some of us would like to wake up and watch game day in the morning. So getting the game on the game is an important part tonight, right? But getting it on the road is always good. Don't want to have 45-minute halftime shows.
100% agree. And by the way, we've got Justin back at the studio tonight. Justin does a wonderful job for us. Nothing but appreciation for him back on the board. Plus, we have an official on hands at all times. So that is true. Is handy as well. But I think we're going to have a great matchup tonight. Two teams that are both still jockeying for position in districts with 2 weeks to go. And we've got lots to cover, and we will cover all that here with the Winter Shelton Real Estate pregame show, and it's all part of the Hewlett Chevrolet Buick GMC broadcast. We'll come back with that. It's 3-4 Eldon taking on 1-6 California with our KS-95 matchup of the week. You're listening to KS-95 Sports.
Every day, your Jefferson City and Osage Beach Hy-Vee pharmacies are committed to your health and wellness. If you're enrolled in Medicare Part B, Medicare Advantage plans, and most commercial plans, they'll cover up to 8 over-the-counter COVID-19 tests per month at no cost through Hy-Vee. Most plans cover these costs and no prescription is required. Stop in at your Osage Beach or Jefferson City Hy-Vee and see the helpful pharmacy staff today.
When you're looking for a new furnace or air conditioner, price is important, but warranty, reliability, and efficiency are big factors too. At DeGraff and Reed Heating and Cooling, you'll receive very competitive pricing on the industry-leading AirEase products. Every AirEase product is built on 80 years of experience, testing, and research. Servicing the Lake and Jefferson City areas for nearly 15 years, DeGraff and Reed Heating and Cooling for reliable products offered by reliable people. Call DeGraff and Reed Heating and Cooling.
Hi, I'm Colton Taylor, and I use Versailles Total Fitness. Their 24-hour access makes it easy for me to fit gym time in my busy schedule. I love how spacious and versatile their gym is. With a wide selection of free weights, cable machines, and all the cardio equipment you could need, I have plenty of options to help me stay in shape to cover our local sports teams. They work hard to provide a clean, safe, and comfortable environment. Join me and everyone else at Versailles Total Fitness in becoming a healthier you. Versailles Total Fitness at 31 North Monroe, or give them a call at 573-789-6800.
Welcome back to the Winter Shelton Real Estate pregame show. We got about 17 minutes till kickoff, getting ready for this matchup between 3-4 Eldon and 1-6 California. It's the battle of the ponies tonight. Yes, 2 horses going at it. One's a Pinto, one's a Mustang. One made a really great car, the other a less great car. But nonetheless, it's going to be a fun one tonight. Ryan, I think it's fair to say when these two teams that have played each other so many times face each other, you can throw the records out the window. They don't necessarily matter when you hit the gridiron.
No, I mean, anytime you play someone within the vicinity of you, right, it's going to be a bigger game. Old conference rivalry in the Tri-County, for years and years, right? Last year, game came down to the wire. It was 35-33 that California came out on top. I think Eldon had an onside kick chance at the end of that one, if I don't remember right. But for Eldon, a lot of pride on the line tonight. They've lost 4 matchups in a row. against this California team. So really want to get back to the winning ways, right?
Absolutely. And a reminder, if you're hearing this right now thinking, man, that sounds like a great game, wish I could watch it, but I'm not there, MoSportsZone.com, or just download the MoSportsZone app. Click of a button. You got it right there on your phone. You can cast it to your smart TV, do whatever you please, but MoSportsZone.com or the new MoSportsZone app. Also with that app, you can keep up with the Osage Indians, Camdenton Lakers, the Bolivar Crusaders, and even a link to listen to the Waynesville Tigers. I think that's what Waynesville is.
Yes, the Waynesville Tigers and the Bolivar Liberators.
Bolivar Liberators. What did I say? Crusaders?
Yeah, it's close. It's the same thing, really, if you think about it. But Liberators a little more rare. You know, that catches national attention sometimes.
Honestly, that is fair. That is fair. Well, tonight we have the Pintos. California, I think it's safe to say, is a town with a football history. They have a beautiful facility here to begin with. I mean, this place is immaculate, but this is a town that expects big things out of their football program, and not exactly the record they would like to have at this point in the season at 1-6. But the beautiful thing is everybody makes the postseason.
Right.
So you can turn an entire season around with one big district run, and I know California's got to be thinking a good way to do that would be taking advantage of the Mustangs tonight.
Yeah, I mean, for California, like, let's just face it, they're starting a freshman quarterback. That's never going to be easy, right? That's Colby Less, that's their starting quarterback. You know, it's never going to be easy. They do have some returners in Brooks Volkart and Tyler Oden that we saw last year, some bigger brute runners. They just got to get back to their principles, right? They got to run the football. They got to be assignment sound, like not an offense that can get behind the sticks. And that's some troubles that we've seen in the past few weeks, just from the few videos that I've gotten to watch. They've put themselves in not great situations, right?
I'm a little surprised at that because I figured they would be starting a quarterback, Chase Trimble, as he's been a big part of this squad for a while. Brooks Volkart, we see him and Trimble not only on the football field past years.
I could be wrong, but I thought I saw Les out there taking reps, and I thought on video I saw Les, but I could be wrong.
It could be. We did not get a chance to talk to the head coach, Coach Grubb of the California Pintos, so that very well could be the case. For the Mustangs, it has been a back and forth season. They started the season red hot, but have lost 4 consecutive games. And part of that has been a bit of the injury bug, as we will go to our Lake Regional injury report. And out for the Mustangs again tonight is going to be number 1, Andrew Beanland, the stud running back who holds multiple track records for the Mustangs. The kid is speed personified. And standout wide receiver and just overall athlete, Jalen Beckman. He's also one of the best players they have in their secondary. Both of those guys banged up. Coach did say he really believed that they could be ready for district. So Beanland has a ankle issue, and for Beckman has an ankle injury, and for Beanland, he is out with a pelvic bruise that's been bothering him. So hopefully those two guys can get healed up. It's huge having that veteran leadership out there.
Yeah, I mean, in Missouri, it's unique, right? Everyone makes the playoffs, like you just said, and so it's not as big of a deal in the later parts of the regular season if you're banged up to maybe take risks on those guys, right? You'd rather have them at full strength going into the playoffs, and those are definitely 2 X factors. I mean, you talk about Andrew Beanland, pretty much. The offense, right? The Beanlands, that is definitely the offense, right? It changes the dynamic a little bit, right? When you've got a guy that can be power, he can be speed, he can kind of be a little bit of everything. When you take that out, you're trying to replace him with 2 or 3 guys. So getting him healthy, getting Beckman healthy, those are guys that have been in these situations. They've played in playoff games. They know what it takes to get through a season. And if their bodies aren't quite right, it's probably, best to err on the side of caution.
And to even go with that, I joked earlier this was the battle of the horses. Well, I think part of that's going to be what style of horses are we going to see? Is it going to be the workhorses on the offensive line that are trying to push things and run it right up the gut? Or are we going to see the kind of horses that I think Eldon has wanted to play with all year long?
Play with the Cadillacs, man.
Exactly. I want the horses you see at the track. I want Seabiscuit out here running circles because Eldon is a track team full of racers, and I know losing Beanland and Beckman hurts, but you can replace Andrew with Landon, who has been exceptional when he's played running back. Devin Hardy, still a speedster on the outside. You've got Brisbane, who the last couple times we've seen him, he's really stepped up in the receiving game. And let's not forget, arguably their best rushing weapon, especially in the red zone, has still been Evan Beanland, the quarterback.
I agree. And I think that you could see Eldon come out and pass the ball in this game, but from what I'm assuming is that this is going to be one where both teams kind of weigh each other out in the beginning, feel each other out, because if Eldon can get ahead early, then they're just going to run the football. I mean, regardless if they can move the ball up and down the field, California is not a team that's going to want to play from behind. It's not the way their offense is built, right? They're a running offense. They're an option offense. So they don't want to get behind schedule. If you start getting up by 7, 14 points, like Eldon's going to be able to lean on that running game. I would like to see play action, though. I mean, we've seen it here and there. It hasn't always converted. Not even play action down the field. Play action in a 5-yard pass, play action in a 10-yard pass. I think that would be very open for this Eldon team.
Absolutely, because after you run the ball enough, let's be real, California's going to have to load the box. If you don't, Eldon's going to make you pay. And once they start loading the box, we know that Evan has the arm to launch that thing deep.
I would say that just judging from us being on the field, that Eldon probably has a size advantage up front in this game. So it's going to take California sending some exotic things defensively to stop that, send some pressure, stuff like that.
No, I completely agree. Now, before the game, we did get a little time to go and catch up with the head coach of the Eldon Mustangs, that is Coach Griffin, with the Dunn and Associates coaches interview, and talk to him about how the team looked going into tonight's contest.
Good. We had a good week of practice. We're focused. The kids want to get back on the right track, and they're trying to do anything they can to make that happen.
I know Blair Oaks week is always a tough week, but when you get to play a team like that, sometimes you can learn a few things about yourself. Was there anything positive you took away from that game?
Yeah, I thought we did some things well, especially early. I thought we moved the ball pretty well early. We learned that to get to that kind of level, you gotta do the little things right, be super disciplined, and they do a really good job of that, and that's what we're trying to get to.
Obviously, this week and next week, then we're rolling into districts. How important is tonight's game as far as district seeding goes?
It's massively important. This week and next week both. We're just going to focus on this week right now, but they're both very, very important for kind of where we can get in the seeds with stuff. We're right there in the middle and can be in the hunt to have a home game, which is big.
With that said, what do you know about the Pintos?
Close together. I think there's a little bit of a rivalry here. They're a good football team. They've won the last 4, and there's some pride with this program. So they do a good job.
Now, we've seen a lot of different looks out of your Mustangs this year. Some games you guys have aired it out a little more. Other games it's been the ground attack. What are you going to need to see tonight against California?
Some consistency. We'll be balanced, but we need to be consistent. Execute well, consistently. That's basically what we need to do.
All right, and lastly, what was the focus in on practice this week?
Pride and that consistency piece. We want to be proud of the work that we've put in, proud of ourselves. Build some of that confidence, and then go in tonight to execute.
Since 1991, Capital Monuments and the Atterbury family has served and supported the Mid-Missouri area. They've been offering generations of memorial experience by designing and creating the highest quality monuments. At Capital Monuments, they specialize in creating personalized and lasting tributes, from pre-need and at-need family memorials to military and community tributes. Come in and talk with one of their monument design specialists. They're located west of Jefferson City in Apache Flats, or visit capitalmonuments.com for photo samples. Capital Monuments, the tribute that lasts forever.
Hi, I'm Brandon, and welcome to Gladstone Cove Boat Trailer Sales. Do you need a trailer to get your boat out of the water? Maybe just a replacement trailer. Or considering selling your boat and you know a trailer will help get it done. We carry 11 lines of high-quality boat trailers, and if we don't have what you need, we also build our very own line of custom aluminum boat trailers. Thanks to everyone that's been by or just heard of us and gave us a referral. From my family to yours, we can't thank you enough.
And we're back here with the Winter Shelton Real Estate pregame show on KS-95. And before we get to the matchup between Eldon and California, why don't we take a look at why this game is so important for district sakes, Brian? I mean, looking here at the Class 3 District 4 standings, which both these teams, California and Eldon, find themselves in. Right now, Eldon is the 5 seed in the district at 26.64 points. Cali just below them at 20.24 points. A pretty big gap right now between Eldon and the 4 seed Knob Noster at 37.99. It's worth noting the 4 seed is the first seed that will host a home game. I don't know. I should have printed out how the point scale work. I know you get so many for playing up. I know you get so many for
figuring that one out.
Yeah, I really feel like they could have made it a lot simpler.
Yeah, I mean, I could get into that. That's a topic for another time. I don't want them taking us off the air come playoff time. So
fair enough,
yeah.
fair enough. But this game is big. If I were a betting man, which probably shouldn't be, but if I were a betting man, right now Southern Boone is the 2 seed. I don't see that staying that way. No. I see Booneville, the 3 seed, jumping Southern Boone and moving into the 2 seed. I could actually potentially see Southern Boone falling all the way to 4. I think there is a chance that Eldon is at Southern Boone week 1 of districts, because Southern Boone, their last 2 games of the year are Blair Oaks and Osage. I mean, the top 2 teams in the Tri-County.
It's not what you want to see, right? Knowing that you're 5-2 and have a chance to get overtaken in the district standings if you're Southern Boone. Still probably going to host a game, right? The odds of anyone overtaking them is not higher than the 5, 6, 7. Obviously, 6 and 7, it's probably not even mathematically possible. And then for Eldon, it would be tough. It would take winning out probably by a lot of points.
Yeah.
So that's probably what you're going to see. And for both teams, I feel like you're probably happy about that. Southern Boone, you came out and dominated in the second half. Eldon, you competed, though, just kind of shot yourself in the foot a few times.
Yeah, I mean, the first half was all Mustangs prior to Southern Boone getting that late touchdown right before halftime. Otherwise, Eldon had a double-digit lead. So if you're the Mustangs, exactly, you're saying, hey, we'll go back to Southern Boone. We're ready for that. And if you're the Eagles, you're saying, bring on Eldon. Let's do this.
Right.
I'm all here for it. But at the end of the day, I feel pretty confident saying Blair Oaks is going to hold on to that 1 seed.
I don't think there's any debate about that. They're the number 1 team in the state as well in the rankings. So
once again, it's Eldon 3-4 versus Cali at 1-6. Tri-County Conference Throwdown here on our Hewlett Chevrolet Buick GMC broadcast. KS-95 game of the week. Versailles tonight is at Booneville. That's going to be a tough one for the Tigers. We'll try to get score updates from that one. But, I mean, let's just be completely honest. It's been difficult for Versailles because the injury bug, it didn't just bite them. I mean, it full-on infested that team. It has been a rough going for them throughout the season trying to stay healthy. But, like I said, we'll be trying to get some updates from Versailles throughout the evening and see how they do with Booneville. We're getting ready for the coin toss here in Cali. Mizzou back in action. They've had a string of early games here recently, and they have another one coming up tomorrow, pregame at 9, kickoff at 11 as Mizzou. It's homecoming day. They are hosting Auburn, which used to be terrifying. Not so much anymore.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a much different Auburn team. And for Mizzou, a big stretch of games. I think we talked about it at the break. We'll probably get into it more at halftime. But pending some other results around the conference could be a wide open lane once again, even despite the disappointing loss, right?
Yeah, I know as soon as Mizzou lost to A&M, Mizzou didn't lose to A&M. They got bludgeoned.
That wasn't close.
Yeah, there were war crimes committed in that game. But nonetheless, everybody immediately said, all right, it's done. They dropped to a 9% chance to make the Final 12. Well, the win last week, they should have dominated. They did dominate. If you come out and you beat Auburn, then you get to turn around and go to Tuscaloosa the final week. If you walk into T-Town and you beat the Crimson Tide, I believe if Missouri beats Auburn this week, some losses ahead of them, there's a chance they could rise as high as 15th in the nation. Mm-hmm. If you go in as number 15 and you take out Alabama, especially if Bama beats Tennessee this weekend, if you go in and beat Bama, I truly believe you're a top 10 team after that. If you then turn around and take care of Oklahoma the following week, I don't see a way that they don't have you ranked that high. And Missouri is likely playing in the SEC title game.
Right. And Oklahoma is looked beatable, no doubt about it. They're starting a freshman at quarterback.
They're not ranked anymore.
I think they might pull you out of your house to go play receiver for them.
I did get a call, but I didn't answer. Man.
I was going to say they're pretty banged up, and I don't think that'll be as much of a challenge, but it'll still have that feeling of a marquee win, right?
Absolutely. And speaking of teams that have called me to play wide receiver, the Chiefs are in action on Sunday. Mm-hmm. Basically, if you ever played for the Chiefs, you may play for them again. I said it earlier in the week on the air, and I'll say it again. If Marquez Valdez-Scantling does not wind up a Chief again, I'll be shocked.
He'll be a Chief or a Jet. I mean,
that's
obviously.
Fair.
Aaron Rodgers is going to call him, or Patrick Mahomes is going to call him, one of the two.
No, Aaron Rodgers only calls you if you're old and you guys used to be buddies but never won anything together.
Devontae Adams, that's real.
Oh, man. Devontae's on my list. After he said that he didn't want to go to Kansas City and it wasn't one of the 5 options. That's fine, Devontae. I see you. You enjoy finishing third in your own division. But nonetheless, Chiefs back in action on Sunday, Super Bowl rematch. Not really the same Niners team as the Super Bowl because, of course, CMC's not out there, and that changes everything.
Don't even talk about that. There should be a lawsuit against the 49ers for what they did. I think we're going to have Eldon football right here, right?
Eldon is going to receive to start this game. So the Mustangs going to have the first chance to put points on the board in this one. And as mentioned earlier, the Mustangs are in their road whites, that gold lettering we just love so much. And Cali in their home blues with the white lettering that's super easy to read. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Like,
Yeah,
please.
seriously.
The Eldon uniforms look cool. I'm not trying to be a hater, but they're impossible to
they're
read
sick,
from
but
afar.
My eyes are already not great, and so then you get the shine off the gold helmet, and then the numbers look exactly like the jersey. Your guess is as good as mine as who's running the football. Luckily we have some help. The last name Beanland's a good guess. The name Hardy's a pretty good guess. But still, it's tough to say.
Devin makes it easy on us.
He wears the pink gloves, man. There's a lot more pink on the field. It's October, so
that's true. Making it a little tougher for us now.
The good thing is that I think you can tell the difference between Devin Hardy and Drayden DeLong pretty easily, and that's in size.
No, they're about the same height. And Hardy will be the return man on this opening kickoff. Eldon going to be going to the end zone to our left. Beautiful night for football. And you are listening to tonight's broadcast on KTKS Versailles, Eldon at the Lake of the Ozarks, on 95.1 FM. Also online, lakeradio.com, and streaming, MoSportsZone.com. I'm Colton Taylor. Stud athlete Ryan Retone with me tonight, and Justin back at the studio. Scoreboard. That is correct. First quarter is underway. The Chuck Yo, the Lamb Pro first quarter opening kickoff. Ball is loose, but the Mustangs able to dive on it, avoiding disaster.
Yeah, that could have been probably the worst start you could imagine, right? But thankfully able to get on it, and favorable field position to start your first drive on the 31.
Like I said, that's I love the glowing first down markers. Those are nice. The light up.
Wow.
The light up sticks.
You don't
here,
see those very many places.
He's got a nice setup. Let's just
It's pretty cool. They've got a video board over there. I mean, it's small, but it plays. They used it.
All right, here we go. Mustangs starting this drive on their own 31-yard line. Two receivers split out to the left, one to the right. Evan takes the snap. He's going to keep it running to the left side, taking on tacklers. An ankle tackle actually stands him up after a short gain. He'll pick up 2 to make it 2nd and 8.
Yeah, and I'm sure you're going to see a lot of that tonight with how many athletes Eldon's missing on the offensive side of the ball. We've seen it work. We've seen it go for little gains. Just depends on what the defense is keyed up on, what's set up off of it, and what kind of lanes Evan has.
So 2nd and 8 for the Mustangs on their own 33-yard line. Trips right. Evan takes the snap. He's going to throw. It's a quick out on the right side. It's caught. Cutting back to make a little space. Running, taking contact at the 40. Going to be marked out of bounds at we'll say the 39. I believe that was Brisbane on the catch and run.
Yeah, we've seen Brisbane work out of the slot a little bit. We've seen him work in the backfield. Done a really good job on both plays. I like the drop back passes for Evan. I think that when he's in rhythm, he does a really good job of completing on those, and brings up a 3rd and 2. That is, and you're pretty confident in your offensive line to be able to get a push here to get that.
Oh, absolutely. Plus, you always have the ability of a little option action. Let Evan have the ability to draw up his own number. I believe that is Landon lined up on his hip. He's going to give it to Landon right up the gut, following the big bodies. He's got a first down and a little more ahead to the 42-yard line. That is a Martin Medal first down for the Mustangs.
Yeah, good push from the offensive line. I mean, there was a lot there, and then you got a big body and Landon running up in there. You like your odds on 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, right? As long as you can kind of stay on schedule, get to those short yardage positions in 3rd and 4th down, shouldn't have a problem moving the chains tonight.
So Beanland Square doing work early. Quarterback Evan already with a carry, a pass, and then Landon moving the chains on first down. We got 2 receivers split out 2 each side on 1st and 10. But a Lloyd Belt automotive timeout going to be called early in this one. Mustangs did not like what they saw. So with 10:14 to go in the first quarter, they'll burn their first timeout. They're on the 43-yard line. We'll go ahead and hold it here since it's early enough in the game. I mean, I wonder if part of this for Coach Griffin is this is a huge drive. Mm-hmm. If you can go out early, as you talked about in the pregame, put points up, that really suits a run-heavy team.
Yeah, and it doesn't suit a team that wants to keep the ball on the ground and get 2 or 3 yards at a time in California. We've seen the past few weeks. I specifically was watching the videos against is that Adrian that they were playing. Once they got down, I mean, it was just drop back and throw the ball up, and they don't run that kind of offense. So putting them in that position isn't always good. So, if you're Eldon, you can get some points on the board here early, get some stops, then you're feeling pretty good about your chances throughout the rest of the game.
Absolutely.
And I mean, that's every football game, but especially in this situation.
When you're a run-first team, it's even more important.
Right.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs on their own 43-yard line, 10-14 to play in the Chuck Yodeland Pro first quarter. Receiver comes in motion. Evan takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's going to go to Landon. Landon runs up the gut, following those big bodies again. And what was the reference you used a couple weeks ago? 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
3 yards in a cloud of dust. It's not a cloud of dust anymore because we're all on turf, but it's close enough.
The principle remains.
Right, yeah. 3 yards and some black turf pellets. That's what it is now. But, yeah, if you can just, 3, all of a sudden you got a first down. So close to it.
So the Mustangs, once again, to pull from Coach Stram, just matriculating right now down the field. It's going to be 2nd and 8. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Evan's got Landon lined up, a fullback in the game. Takes the snap. Evan going to throw it quickly. Caught at the 48-yard line of the Pintos and brought down. That's a nice quick hitter for a gain of about 6. Going to bring up 3rd and manageable.
There was just a little extra zip to that ball. I feel like we haven't necessarily seen over the past few weeks. Typically, I feel like we don't see that out of Evan in the pocket. He does a lot better job on the run, getting some zip on those, but it's a favorable spot for California.
Yeah, Devin Hardy with the reception. I thought he had it about.
I thought his progress would have had it a lot closer, but what do I know?
Right at midfield, 3rd and 3 for the Mustangs. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Landon on Evan's hip to the right side. They're going to give it to Landon. No, Evan going to keep it. Goes up the gut. He's going to be close to the first down marker. We'll see where they spot him.
He's be a little bit short on that one, depending on which spot they go with there. I think that was probably a midline option right there. Ride the running back on the sweep and then take it up the middle, and you saw the D-tackle go out to the running back. It was there. Probably we're hoping it'd go for a little bit more, but still went for 3. And now see if your offensive line can get another push.
Yeah, 4th and 1 for the Mustangs. They are on the 48-yard line, of California. You only need 1 yard to gain. You're averaging about 3. Eldon going to split 2 receivers out to the left, but they've got that tight end playing almost a fullback role on the right side. It's going to be a handoff. No, Evan going to keep it, runs up the gut, splits 2 tacklers, dives forward. That momentum's going to be enough for another Martin Metal first down. Love the confidence in your offense there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that was a read play or if that was a straight quarterback keeper, but a blitz that came from the inside definitely threw things off, threw the timing off there a little bit, but Beanland's still pretty elusive, able to get up in there and get the first down. And that's massive, right? Just keep the clock moving, or keep the chains moving, keep the clock moving, and move forward with it.
Momentum is king in a lot of these games. I mean, Evan, he is not small by any means. 6 foot and 170, so not afraid to take on contact. Trips left for Evan on 1st and 10 from the 45. He's going to quickly throw to the slant, nearly picked off. But it is dropped. I think Callie thought they were going to have that one there as it was in and out of the hands of Lance Clevenger, the 6'2", 205 linebacker who read that one perfectly.
You want to get rid of that ball quickly, but it almost felt like if he would have waited another half a second, right, that linebacker would have cleared out. He was going to the flats, so that's why I feel like he went right to that slant route. But if you give it another second, then that window opens up a little bit more, and you probably have a big hitter, but almost a really big play for the Pintos defense.
I will say I love that the Mustangs have shown some different looks. They're a little more pass willing early in this game.
A little more spread too, I feel like.
And it's going to be a handoff. Brisbane trying to get to the outside. He's going to be tackled for a loss.
Yeah, big time play right there. And now you're in 3rd and long. And this whole drive, right, you've done a good job of getting 3 or 4 yards every play, kind of making up for it when you didn't. Making or converting on 3rd and 4th downs. Now you're going to have to go deep into your playbook, right, and find something that's going to get you at least 10 or 11, but definitely trying to get that first down.
Yeah, if you can get a chunk of this, if you can get this to, I mean, I don't see the Mustangs punting no matter what.
Right.
But if you can make this manageable, you got a chance. Trips left for Evan in the shotgun on the 48-yard line of the Pintos. He drops back to pass. Steps up in the pocket. He's going to have to run, trying to get out to the right side. He's near the first down. He's got the first down and more. Evan Beanland using the legs to move the chains for a Martin Metal first down.
I like it, man. Just calls his own number right there, right? I'm almost positive that was not a quarterback draw. No. That was definitely a passing play. But we've seen this, especially on early drives in games. I specifically remember the Southern Boone game, first drive of the game, right? Big 3rd down. He just calls his own number, right? Willing to tuck it and take it, and it's worked well for him.
I mean, I said it earlier, and I'll say it again. Evan Beanland is not a small kid, 6 foot, 170, and he's got wheels. When he gets out in space, he is elusive, and he can be a problem for the defense. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Evan in the shotgun. He's got Landon on his hip, takes the snap. He's going to fake the handoff to Landon. He wants to throw. He's going to the middle of the field. He's got a man at the 20, ahead to the 16-yard line. The Mustangs doing it through the air.
Well, there is a penalty flag down. That's a great job right there on the flood concept, rolling out, finding your man, moving the pocket for him, and hits that big tight end.
Krantz with the reception.
Yeah, I don't know that anyone really wants to tackle him head on. Luckily for California, it was Tyler Oden hitting him on the backside.
And add a little to it, a face mask on Krantz at the end of it, which, as you mentioned, Krantz is a load to bring down anyways.
To be fair, I think I'd need the face mask to tackle him. So
Eric Krantz, senior tight end, 6 foot 250. That's
I felt like he was moving pretty well there too.
He is a nimble-footed 250.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive.
So that moves the Mustangs into the Crown Power Red Zone with another Martin Medal first down. I love the balance right now with run and pass.
I think it's been great, and that's what Coach emphasized in his pregame, is that they need to be more balanced, and so far they have been. I really think we should think about renaming the red zone to the Evan Beanland red zone, because he's going to call his own number here eventually.
Instead, he gives it to cousin Landon, who fights forward to about the 5-yard line. It is first and goal. We'll make it second and goal from the 5. So still a nice chunk gain there of about 3.
Yeah, and I think this has just been the theme of the whole game, right? They've not been worried about the big play, and just doing a good job, like you said, matriculating down the field or over a 6-minute drive now, almost 6 minutes and 20 seconds taken off the clock on their opening drive. So, if they get 2 or 3 yards here again, no one's really pressing.
So second and goal, they're going to spread 2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Hardy, the lone receiver, on the far side. Evan in the shotgun. He's going to call his own number, runs to the right, trying to follow the tackle, turns the corner. He's in for a Mustang touchdown. Evan Beanland from 5 yards for the score.
And, typically I would say it's just not fair. Everyone else moved the ball down the field, and then Evan Beanland called his own name. But he was deserving of that because of the third down conversion, more than deserving of that one. Just taking it QB. I don't know if it was power or sweep right off the right tackle, and a great job of tucking it up in there. He's really talented around the goal line.
And got to show love to that offensive line of the Mustangs. They did a great job on that entire drive, but they really set that right edge. And Beanland was not touched. The extra point attempt from Hardy, somebody got a hand on it, or it didn't square up quite right, so it is going to be no good. 6-0, the Mustang lead in the Chuck Yoder Lampro first quarter. 5:20 to play. When we come back, you're listening to KS-95 Sports.
Lakefront homes, luxury homes, condos, first-time home buyers, farms, foreclosures, townhomes, villas, lakefront commercial. First Choice Realty is Eldon's oldest and most trusted real estate brokerage. Christopher Weeberry is a lifelong resident of the Lake area and real estate salesperson. Call Chris Weeberry with First Choice Realty today if you're thinking about selling or looking to purchase a new home. 573-480-2313. That's 573-480-2313.
Versailles Family Furniture brings big savings on all bedding and furniture. They've got savings throughout the store. Shop their full line of mattresses, all sizes, all brands, on sale now. Their stores have a big selection of new styles and colors to update your home now. Bedroom sets to end tables, dining sets to recliners. 12-month free financing with approved credit and free delivery. Of course, if you see it in their store, you can take it home today. Versailles Family Furniture, located between the Taco Bell and Pizza Hut in Versailles.
Back at the Chuck Yoder Lampro first quarter, Eldon drives down the field on their first possession, eats up half the quarter, puts 6 on the board. Nice drive by the Mustangs.
I think there's a really good chance that we could see like 3 drives in this first half, considering how both these teams like to play.
Wow. What a special teams play by Eldon. Not 1, but 2 Mustangs converge on the returner for California and sit him down at the 15.
Talk about setting the tone, right? You go for nearly a 7-minute drive on offense. Score the football, just kind of say, hey, we're going to jam it down your throat. And then first play on special teams, go ahead and knock a head off. And I think they're going to take over, the 16-yard line here? 17 is what they have it marked at right now.
So I was trying to see. The quarterback is indeed number 15, Colby Les, freshman, 5'11", 145. So we'll see what Les can do with this offense. He's got a back to each side, takes the snap. He's going to quickly throw out to the flat, nearly picked off. The receiver makes the catch, though, and he is planted immediately at the 21, I guess.
That was a Pretty good spot, to be honest with you, but punished right there for catching that football.
The Eldon secondary was closing fast.
That pride talk, I think it's a theme we're going to see throughout the night. Like, it really seems like it hit home.
I think it did. That is something that Coach Griffin was huge about, was about taking pride in how you play. And, boy, the Mustangs are showing some pride early in this one.
You can show pride just by, flying around. And they've done that so far.
On second down, it's a run right up the gut, taking contact and being dragged down at the 25-yard line. That'll be about a 3-yard pickup. It's going to bring up 3rd and short for the Pintos, about 3rd and 2.
These are the situations that California is going to want to get themselves into, right? 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. Now, if you're Eldon, those are the times where you want to send something crazy, blow it up, and punish the offense for trying to work like this. But both teams need to win 3rd and 4th down. That'll be massive tonight, considering they're both running programs.
I was trying to see if it was Volkart that had that carry. I can't really tell lining back up.
He's got his jersey tucked up.
It does look like back there Tristan Balsley, one of the backs, and he's going to get the carry. No, excuse me. I believe they did wind up going to Volkart on that as he piles through the line, and he will pick up the first down. So they line up Balsley on one side, Volkart on the other. Volkart, the bigger of the two backs, and they use his size to truck through the line. He picks up 3 when they needed 2. So
that was a really big block there, and honestly, this point of execution right there, took care of it. It was open. The running back there, who was that? Was that?
That was Volkart.
Yeah, so Volkart just got tripped up barely from behind her. He might have had a really big gain right there. So far, so good for California offense.
2 split out to the right, 1 to the left. Les in the shotgun. He's got 2 backs. He's going to hand it off and immediately he keeps it, but really nowhere to go for Les. He'll pick up 1 on the carry, but he stood up at the 30. This Mustang D-line looked pretty stingy early.
Yeah, and it's going to be all about assignment, all about, just knowing where you need to be on the field. As they've been running 2 quarterbacks here, because 15 was just off of the field. Now he's on the field.
I am very confused now.
I don't really know what's going on.
I wonder if that last set was a little wildcat action.
We saw a lot of wildcat out of them last year.
It does make sense. So Les back in the game. He's going to hand it off. No, he's going to keep it. It's the option play on the outside, and the Mustangs did not care. It's going to be a 1-yard loss as they hit him at the 29. They tried to get it out to Volkart, but that Eldon linebacking core took the edge away.
Yeah, it was a really good job by Cody Brown in there. I don't know if his responsibility was quarterback or pitch, but somehow he took both, strung it out, and did a really good job.
Is he also the running back for the Cincinnati Bengals?
No, that is his. It's Cody. Yeah, Cody Brown, he's terrible. He's my starting fantasy.
You say that. He got a touchdown that I needed for my fantasy team, so it can't be too bad.
That's fair.
All right, it's going to be 3rd and 8 for the Pintos from their own 29-yard line. Les drops back. He's going to heave one down the right side, looking for the deep pass, and it falls incomplete. A great job running with him on the sideline for the Mustangs. I was trying to see who the corner was, but with those numbers, I can't.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a far ways over there. I do know the receiver was Jay Schreck, and he had a step on the defensive back. It was a tight window. Would have taken a Division I level ball to be able to complete that pass. But
excuse me, I believe that was Drayden DeLong in the coverage on the far side.
So maybe Drayden DeLong doesn't have the pink gloves. Who has the pink gloves? It's whoever's back returning punts right now.
Well, nonetheless, the Pinto is going to have to punt. It is nearly blocked, but the punter does a good job to get it away, and it's going to be fielded with a fair catch at the 38-yard line of Eldon. So the Mustang offense comes out, drives down the field, puts up 6. The defense gets a stop, only allowing 1 first down. Coach Griffin's got to be thrilled right now.
All is good, and let's just get. I'm just going to tell you this right now because I saw it. So number 6 is Drayden DeLong. He has the pink gloves on. He was back receiving that punt.
Okay.
The cornerback on the other side was Christopher Johnson, number 8.
My apologies. Like I said, with these faded numbers,
it's tough, but we want to try to get it right. We're trying.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it was Christopher Johnson, you said?
I believe so. If it was number 8, which I assume 6, 8, that's probably
that would make sense.
Up. Yeah. Another spread look here.
I like it. Trips right for the Mustangs. Evan in the shotgun, landing on his hip. Evan takes the snap, drops back. He's going to throw a quick one off the hands of the receiver, and it falls incomplete. That could have been bad for the Mustangs.
I think that was one of those where Brisbane just tried to turn to run before he caught it, because it was a pretty good ball, maybe a little high, but good job by Beanland getting it out in rhythm, getting it out quick. It feels like everyone was on the same page there, just tried to run before he catch it.
And I said it on the first drive, and I'll say it again. I love this mix. Eldon is not sticking with just the run, just the pass. They are working them in together, and that's a dangerous combination and keeps the defense on their toes.
It's been extremely balanced so far.
Absolutely. On second down, they're going to hand it off. Landon breaks one tackle, trucking forward about to the 40, maybe just shy of the 40, so it'll be a short gain. It'll make it about 3rd and 8 from the 40-yard line.
Interesting to see what they do here again, right? 2nd, 3rd and long they've faced so far. Maybe if you get to like the 47, 48, or not 47, 48, 45, 46, sorry, that is. Maybe you think about going for it, but this is probably one that you need to get 7 before you think about going for it.
I were to take a guess, I would not be surprised to see Evan using the wheels here.
Yeah, I mean, roll him out probably and see what he can do.
Trips right. Evan, he is going to roll to the right. He's going to uncork one. It's caught at midfield. That's a first down for the Mustangs, taking a shot at the end of the play, but moving the chains. Colin Brisbane on the catch. What a bullet by Evan Beanland for a Martin Metal first down.
And it's interesting how this dynamic of Brisbane where, for a few weeks there he had to be in the backfield, and now he's really emerged as a slot receiver. A lot of the big gains that they get passing the football go to him. And Evan does a great job there. California had him contained. He decides to step up in front of that edge man and deliver a bullet. Great job all around.
Now the Mustangs going trips left. It's going to be a quick throw on the opposite side. And once again, off the hands of the receiver, he had to come back to try to meet that pass. And Brisbane made a diving attempt at it, but it was the same look we saw on first down of the last drive, just flipped it to the opposite side.
Man, you want to be able to complete on those passes. Basically what's happening here is that California's loading the box because they have to against the run. And they're saying if you're going to beat us, you're going to beat us throwing the football. If Eldon can complete on those short passes, it's going to force California to move people out of the box, cover those receivers up closer, and it'll open the deep passing game. It'll open the run game.
As much as people think the football is just a bunch of guys hitting each other, there's a lot of chess and checkers being played.
Right.
2 receivers out to each side. Brisbane comes in motion. They're going to hand it to him on the jet sweep, trying to get to the corner. He's got space, and he's got green grass. 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Colin Brisbane. 48 yards on the jet sweep, and Brisbane takes it all the way to the house.
That's just Brisbane being a great athlete right there, right? Some of the stuff on the inside didn't look great there. It looked like he was going to get caught early, breaks one an ankle tackle there, hits the edge, and then a massive block from the receiver, Cody Brown. We highlighted him on defense, getting it done there, blocking and allowing Brisbane to just, have a foot race to the end zone.
That was beautiful. A great, like you said, great block by Brown on the outside. Brisbane saw the hole, turn the corner, hit the Jets. And as we mentioned, what kind of horses were you going to see? Well, we saw the workhorses setting the block, and we saw the speedster out and running. And the extra point attempt is up and good. The Mustangs drive down the field and put 7 more on the board. It's 13-0 with 36 seconds to go in the Chuck Young Land Pro first quarter. When we come back, you're listening to KS-95 Sports.
Since 1882, the Bank of Versailles has been locally owned and operated. Lending decisions are made right here in our community by people who understand real estate in the area. The Bank of Versailles is your local home and farm loan specialist, offering knowledgeable staff and competitive fixed rates that are hard to beat. The Bank of Versailles, building relationships with the people in our local community for 142 years. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It's the final days to cut a deal. Your new John Deere compact tractor is waiting at Seidenstricker Nobe Partners. Get 0% financing for 84 months with 0 down, or get 0% financing for 60 months, plus save up to an additional $4,000 on select compact tractors. Hurry in to one of our locations or visit us online at snpartners.com. Seidenstricker Nobe, your partner for the land.
Offer valid through 10/25/2024. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
And we are back with the ensuing kickoff. Devin Hardy puts the leg to that one. It's going to be received at the 15-yard line, across the 20 to the 25, and, the 24. That's where this Eldon Special Teams does work again, standing the return man up.
Special teams, again, a great way to show, what kind of heart and effort you're going to play with. And
what ESPN channel is that on?
It's on YouTube.
That's insane.
I know. But, yeah, it's a great way to show effort, and I think so far Eldon's shown that tonight, right?
Yeah, I don't know what was said in coaches' talk about having pride, but it worked. He should become a motivational speaker on the side. Trying to see a couple updates. Actually, no real updates. Never mind. I've got nothing yet.
You've got our game up there.
I do.
Updated.
On first down, it's going to be handoff from the Pintos, and a flag comes out at the end of the play, run right up the gut. A gain of 5 out to the 30, but that flag was thrown literally at the end of the play. I'm guessing it's going to be a face mask.
Yeah, I honestly didn't even see where it was thrown. Yeah,
it's at the end of the tackle. Yeah. The ref is literally standing with the guys at his feet and just threw the yellow flag straight down. Personal foul, face mask on the Mustangs. Yeah.
Well, you could probably be a rules analyst for one of the major networks.
Well, you know, I'm working on it. I'm no Scott Foster, but I'm getting there.
Scott Foster, that's a great pull. I didn't think about him when I thought rules analyst.
I have my moments. I remember pointless, useless facts in life, and that's one of them. Now, if I could be any referee, I'm trying to think of his name now. Ed Hockley.
Ed Hockley. I was going to say the same thing. He's jacked.
My goodness. He looks like he could play linebacker. New set of downs for the Pintos. On first down, they're going right up the gut. They'll pick up 3, maybe 4 on the carry near midfield. Brought down at the 48-yard line. That was Volker with the carry.
Take us to the end of the first quarter, a quick first quarter.
You know, not many penalties and a lot of running makes that clock go quick. So that will put a wrap on the Chuck Yo Lampro first quarter after 1. Eldon leads Cali 13-0. You're listening to KS-95 Sports.
Kids ask their parents a lot of questions.
Why can't people fly?
Gravity.
Is the moon really made of cheese?
Yep, cream cheese.
When can I move into a big kid's car seat?
For some questions, parents may not have the answer, but that's okay. They can't know everything, but knowing the right seat for their age and size will help protect them in a car crash. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Contact one of Miller County Health Center's certified car seat techs for assistance at 573-369-2400.
Don't miss a single play on football day. Let My Personal Touch Landscaping clean your leaves away, even on Sundays. They do leaf removal, lawn care, landscaping, and tree trimming. They make time when you have time, even on the weekends. They work hard and cost less. Root for your teams on game day. And let My Personal Touch Landscaping make tailgating last all day. Look them up online or call 573-529-5385.
Could not have been a better first quarter for the Mustangs if you had scripted it like they do the NFL.
That is real.
Man, I tell you what, if it's real, then I want to know who the Steelers made mad.
I don't even. Everyone, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to talk about it.
Starting the second quarter, Volkert will get the first carry for the Pintos. He'll pick up, nothing really. Actually, may have lost a yard on that carry.
No, he gained like 5, right? Wasn't it like 2nd and 3? I mean, 2nd and 6?
Well, it's 3rd and 9 now.
It's 3rd and 1. They're going the other way now. They do switch sides in football.
We were
just talking about how good the stream was going. You wanted to charge your phone selfishly, and you didn't even get to see what happened.
3rd and 1 for the Pintos, and it's going to be a handoff right up the gut going back to Volkert. He finds the hole, pops through to the 40, and that will move the chains for the Pintos.
And see, this is all it takes, right, is for
going the other way.
This is all it takes for California is to just not get behind the sticks, right? Just get 3 or 4 a play. Don't bring up 3rd and long, and they're just fine. And that's easier said than done. But if you can get that little push up front, then you're just fine offensively.
And California has taken a very similar technique to Eldon in the sense they've thrown it just enough to make you second-guess loading the box. But new set of downs for the Pintos at the 40-yard line of the Mustangs here in the H&R block of Versailles. Second quarter. It's going to be a handoff right up the gut again. And the Mustang D-line is not having as they're going to hold them to a gain of about 1. My favorite is when I watch the downfield blocking taking place when there's no play going on still.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's better than the other approach where you could just not be blocking and then all of a sudden your running back gets hit right next to you, a la George Pickens and Jalen Warren.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's the opposite effect, right? So I guess it's better. I always hated as a receiver, though, when I saw a run play and I needed to put my head down and block. Is my least favorite thing.
Cali in the tight formation. They're going to go right back up the gut with Volkert. He'll pick up 3, maybe 4, and that's going to make it 3rd and manageable at the 36-yard line of the Mustangs. It'll be 3rd and 6.
I think it's so unique the way that California's offense has evolved from under center, that it's the same thing. It's the same offense, right? They're still running the option the way they have for years, but now they're doing it out of the shotgun. And it's just interesting to me how football's evolved to where it's the same thing fundamentally, but, modernized.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking drone. It is a drone. Used to just be the wishbone in the eye. Not anymore. In the shotgun. Going to throw one out of bounds. Was less. He was looking for a receiver on the sideline, but the receiver zigged when the quarterback thought he was zagging. And
if you're Jay Schreck, you're frustrated there because he ran a really good route. He sold the defensive back on a deep ball, broke down right on the sticks. Like that was a really impressive route, especially for a receiver who is in a run-heavy offense. They just checked out their quarterback on 4th and medium.
Yeah, this is a huge play for the Pintos. It's 4th and 6, 9:28 remaining in the H&R block for Versailles' second quarter. However, it's who is the core? Are they just going straight
Number
Wildcat?
2, it's
the Volkert is
Volkert, and he did that last year a lot. He threw the ball once last year.
Wildcat. Volkert takes the snap. He's trying to run to the outside, trying to follow the guard. He fights forward, going to be dragged down. It will be close. Let's see where the spot is. The officials running out at the 31.
They called it short.
He is short. So the Mustang defense holds.
Wow.
Turnover on downs. I mean, great effort by Volkert. You can't fault the kid for that.
Hey, talk about a gutsy call there, right? A quarterback wildcat run on 4th and 6, I think it was, and he almost got it.
Where is he? Dan Campbell's on that sideline somewhere, right?
Seriously. But you got to give props to him. He almost got it.
Oh, yeah. I have a theory. Dan Campbell was driving through California, Missouri. He saw blue and white uniforms and thought, oh, it's the Lions. And
I swear last year we made the same reference about Dan Campbell because I think he onside kicked twice, too. He was first-year head coach last year and did some pretty wacky things in that game and ended up paying off with a 2-point win.
So after the stop, Mustangs start this drive on the 31-yard line. It's going to be a quick screen pass out to the flat on the bubble screen, trying to turn the corner and get upfield. It's going to be about a 3-yard gain on first down, but still positive yardage.
So we just got to talk about this. Devin Hardy had a pancake there.
What's that?
Devin Hardy had a pancake there.
I don't think I heard you right.
Yeah, no, you did. I don't know. You shouldn't be shocked, honestly. But
seriously, the way that kid plays.
Eldon does have this luxury where their defensive backs and their receivers do a really good job of the dirty work, blocking and tackling. Not something you typically have in a program.
2nd and 7 for the Mustangs. It's going to be a handoff to Landon trying to get to the right side. Callie closing quick, and he's going to be cut down at the 35-yard line. I don't know if he ever touched. He didn't think he did as he leaped forward, but the ref's going to spot him at the 35-yard line. So still a short gain. As long as you're going positive direction, you feel good about it. It's going to bring up 3rd and 6 for the Mustangs.
It's a good job by California stringing it out. I think it was Trent Templeton, a freshman safety who came down and made that tackle, but linebackers string it out, allowing the safety to run his alley and get down there and make the play. That's kind of what we saw a lack thereof on the jet sweep touchdown, which looked a lot similar to that.
And Callie giving a lot of space to the receivers. Trips left for Eldon. Evan drops back in the shotgun. Pump fake. He's going to uncork one down the sideline looking for his man. He gave Hardy a shot at it, but great coverage by the Pintos. It falls incomplete.
Really good coverage. I thought that was a really good ball from Evan Beanland. You get it out there another yard in advance. He might have caught it in stride, but you still gave your receiver a chance on a pass that was, 30 yards downfield? I mean, at this level, that's pretty impressive. And now probably a punt situation, but I wouldn't be shocked if we see a freeze first to see if you can't get the defense to jump off sides.
And part of it, by the way, is when you're up 13-0, you don't feel as bad taking that shot.
Not at all. I mean, you don't need to throw something to the sticks. You can take it and have that risk. It's like an arm punt.
Yeah, they will drop better than punt is not going to have much on it as it goes out of bounds at the 45-yard line, of the Pintos. That's where they'll start this drive. Going back to Devin Hardy with a pancake block, I have a theory.
Yes.
I think that from the day Devin Hardy was born, I've never met his parents, so I can't confirm this, but I truly believe his parents told him from day one, you are 6'5" and you are 245 pounds of muscle. And
that could be.
And I just think they removed every mirror from their house. They never got it measured. And so every day he walks in, he's like, I'm 6'5", 245. I can do what I want.
I just can't wait to see the same thing in basketball season, right? It'll be awesome.
The kid lives in the paint. It's crazy. So the Pintos will start this drive from their own 45-yard line. It's going to be a handoff on first down. Running right up the gut, crossing midfield down to the 48-yard line. Solid running from Brooks Volkert as he'll pick up 8.
And they continue to do this well in their opening plays of the drive, right? They're getting good pushes, just they got to be consistent. Typically in an offense like this, you see the defense lose consistency and the offense finally breaks a big play or something like that. But we're kind of seeing the opposite tonight, right? Eldon feeling it out the first few plays of the drive and then eventually getting that big stop that forces California to do something they don't want to do.
2nd and 3 for the Pintos. Now on the Eldon side of the field, 47-yard line of the Mustangs. It's a high snap. It's settled down, though, given to Volkert. Loses his footing, but able to launch himself forward across the first down marker. That'll move the chains to the 45. There's nothing pretty about this Cali offense, but they don't want it to be pretty. They want to dirty it up a little bit.
I just don't think they need to go away from it, right? Like now they checked out their quarterback and they're bringing in the Wildcat set again. Like, don't go away from what was working, right? That's kind of what's shot them in the foot here early. We'll see what they continue to do. They did have success on that Wildcat run on 4th down, but on 4th down, you're kind of just playing a picket fence, trying to make sure they don't get the first down marker.
He's bigger than I thought. When they go Wildcat, they bring in Quay Grubb. He's 6'1".
He's big.
And listed at 190 and use him as another big body. But speaking of big bodies, the big boys for the Mustangs stuffed the run on 1st down. They tried to go behind the right guard, that being California. And Eldon said, no, we're actually occupying this space. You can come back and try again later.
I just feel like it's a little predictable. I don't know. Obviously, it's not like I have the breakdown on what they do whenever they bring in the Wildcat situation, but it feels like every single time it's been a quarterback run. They run the same concepts, but instead it's just a quarterback keeper. It's not being read out. I think that they should think about reading that out, maybe handing it off a few times, maybe taking it out and pitching it. That might change the dynamic a little bit of how this Wildcat's working.
2nd and 10 from the 45 of the Mustangs for the Pintos, and the shotgun is Les. Gives the count. He's going to hand it off, going right back up the gut with Volkert. He spins at the 40, and that's where he'll be ridden down at.
Feels like the defense really keyed in on the quarterback whenever you bring in that Wildcat situation with Brooks Volkart. So if you hand it off a few times, right, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they just kept giving the read to have the quarterback keep the football, but it felt like, Eldon was just selling out on the quarterback runs there for a while. So that time handing it off kind of opened something up.
I'm very excited for the second half. We have both coaching staffs on the roof with us, one on each side, Cali to our left, Eldon to our right. Second half, we're going to be calling the plays for both teams. You're going to see all the greats. I'm going to have double, triple reverses. The Fumble-Rooski's coming back. I cannot wait.
I'll be running wing T, so we'll see how it goes. It's similar to what we're already getting.
Honestly. So. It's going to be a handoff. They fake one way, go the other. The problem is the Pintos were not fooled. They faked the handoff on the left side, then gave it to Volkert on the right, and he was hit with a 1-yard loss. It's going to make it 4th and 6 for the Pintos.
That counter has been successful for years. They run it differently than everyone, right? They fake it to the one running back, then go to the next on the completely other direction. Like that's old school counter, right? That's what we saw in the 70s and the 80s, and it's usually a big hitter for them. That's why they dial it up on 3rd and 6 there. And that time, I'm sure Eldon's been preached about it all week because it has hit in the past few weeks.
We'll see if Cali goes to the air here on 4th and 6. They've got Les in a shotgun. He hits that hard count trying to get the Mustangs to jump, but they're able to get back in place. And
call a timeout. He is not happy.
No, well, I think Les thought that he was going to get the penalty there. Well, he thought the Mustangs jumped, and once they didn't, he kind of came out of his cadence.
I think Coach is angry because they did get him to jump. The nose tackle there, he jumped, and it was pretty close. I don't know if he was all the way across. Maybe he wasn't, but regardless, they didn't call it.
I promise if you ask the nose tackle, he was not.
He wasn't. If you ask anyone on the Eldon sideline, he wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't even close. That's a Lloyd Bell Automotive timeout. Big play here once again for the Pintos. They trail 13-0 with 4:28. I mean, this first half is flying right by.
Keep the ball on the ground and keep it in bounce, as both teams want to do. Then you're going to have some quick football games.
You absolutely are. I was trying to see if we had any updates on the MoSportsZone app. And Camdenton and Capital City tied at 7 apiece. That's a big game for their district. Osage leads Southern Boone 14-0 already.
Hey, if you don't have the MoSportsZone app, go download it. It's convenient.
Oh, it is so handy. It makes my life a lot easier. So 4th and 6 for the Mustangs. 4:28 to go in the H&R block for Versailles second quarter. The Pintos with the ball, not the Mustangs. And they're going to run it with Volkert. He cuts back. He's got the first down and more ahead to the 30-yard line. That's the offense for California right now is Volkert.
Talk about we called it a gutsy play call the first time they did it, but maybe that's just what they do, right? Is just have the quarterback or your running back run the ball in the quarterback position on 4th and long, and eventually it works. So.
I mean, we talked about it before the game. They're playing with a freshman quarterback out there.
It's not easy.
No, not at all. And this is a Tri-County team. So, yeah, you're going to get what you get when you throw a freshman out there. And he's done a good job.
Just wait, though. I mean, just wait 3 or 4 years down the line. You've had that much experience in this conference.
Handoff on the counter, and he's going to be cut down for about a 1-yard gain. Brooks Volkert on the carry. He's on pace for about 45 carries tonight.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be feeling his pain in the morning. I'm sure that's going to be a rough wake-up, right? A lot of usage, but you get that in high school football sometimes.
And he is great on the basketball court as well. I mean, last year this Cali team is fun every year, I should say, in basketball, because they always have great athletes and they become a problem for teams because of that.
It's like Boonville was leading Versailles 14-0 at the end of the first quarter.
Les on the rollout, completes the pass short on the right side across the 20, 15, blockers out front, 10-5, and he's cut down just shy of the end zone. The Eldon secondary saving the touchdown, but a great job. Les rolled out, hit his receiver in the flat. Eldon sold out on the run.
That was John Gruden's favorite play, Spider 2 Y banana right there. Hit the fullback in the flats, let him run, let the big man eat.
Oh, my God, we just got a Spider 2 Y banana. It's a good night, folks.
That's real, all the way down to the 1-yard line. And, I mean, this is where you want to be if you're California, right? You're not going to have any trouble getting a yard or two.
And this is big also because we've got 2:45 to go here in the H&R block of Versailles second quarter. The Mustangs got the ball first. California tried to put points on the board before the half. They go Volkert right up the gut, and they will get points. Now, the Mustangs are going to have time to answer before the half, but Cali has cut it to a 1-score game, 13-6. We get ready for the extra point. If I can just get more and more Grudenisms out of you throughout the night, I would appreciate it.
I love John Gruden, man. He's got me feeling nicey. I don't know if you've seen all of his TikToks right now that he's doing.
No, I mean, he was at Chiefs training camp this year. I know that much.
Man, he's got football in his eyes. Like, you can just see that man needs some football.
As an analyst, he was spectacular.
I would agree. As a head coach, it was hit or miss.
Extra point attempt for Cali. The kick is up, and the kick is good.
That could be big.
It could. 13-7. The Mustang lead. We've got 2:37 to go in the H&R block of Versailles second quarter. When we come back, you're listening to KS-95 Sports.
At Lloyd Belt Automotive, they've proudly been serving the Eldon community for 40 years. Their hand-selected inventory specializes in newer, low-mileage vehicles, each going through a rigorous 172-point inspection to ensure quality. And it doesn't stop there. Their full service department, staffed with factory-trained ASE-certified technicians, can keep your car running smoothly. For unbeatable sales and top-notch service, see the name Eldon has trusted for 4 decades. Lloyd Belt Automotive, where customers become family. Visit today or check them out online at lloydbelt.com.
Hi, I'm Jason Blankenship, owner of Jason Blankenship CPA LLC. As the year quickly draws to a close, it's time to start thinking about tax planning strategies for your farm and business. We are happy to meet with you and help you see where things stand for the year. We can also give you advice on ways to spend money to help you grow your business, all while maximizing your tax savings. No matter what your tax, payroll, or accounting needs are, Jason Blankenship CPA LLC has got you covered. Celebrating 10 years of service to the Central Missouri area and looking forward to many more, give us a call at 573-557-2417 or stop by and see us at 401 East North Street in Eldon.
Evan Hardy with the return for the Mustangs on the ensuing kickoff. And he'll take that one all the way to the 30-yard line. That's where Eldon will start this drive. So for the Mustangs, 2:30. If you could go down and put points on the board before the half, it'd be huge since California does get the ball to start second.
I wasn't a fan of California's choice to get up on the ball and run that play so quick to score. I thought they could have taken 30 seconds off that clock
for sure
before they did, because if Eldon scores here, we're looking at a different dynamic than if you're going in down 1 score getting the ball, right?
If you're Eldon, I don't think you really have to change a ton. I like the combination. Absolutely. They got 2 backs, 1 split out, 2 each side. For Evan, 2 receivers to the left side. The snap is bobbled. He has to keep and go up the gut. He's going to be hit for a 1-yard loss.
That was unfortunate for Eldon because I think that was going to be another read play where they rode the running back and then chose if he wanted to hit it up the middle or give it off to the outside, and the outside was open.
Dude, I think the video board is possessed by something.
I think so, too. But it randomly kicks on. Wow, that was bad.
I got a digital truck that does the same thing.
It's almost Halloween, man.
Trips left. For Eldon in the shotgun, Beanland gives a fake. He unloads it. It's caught at the 35, barreling ahead to the 40. That should move the chains. Will it? It will indeed. Martin Meadow first down on the quick reception.
That's a really good job. That's not something you see a lot of high schoolers, right? The inside receiver that ran that little stick route, the defender was kind of playing in the middle. right, as Eldon tries to go fast, and he just used a pump fake to make that linebacker choose where he was going to go and then hit the open guy.
Eldon will go trips right now. Looking, got a slant to the outside, midfield, finally brought down, but the ball comes loose, and Callie's got it. Fighting for extra yardage were the Mustangs. Ball pops loose, and Callie's going to take over at midfield.
That was pretty close.
Who else but Brooks Volkert comes up with that fumble? Brooks Volkert has done everything. I'm pretty certain he drives the bus to away games.
I think he might, honestly. That's a good way to put it. That's a tough one to lose because it's not like anyone punched it out, right? You just fall to the ground and kind of lose control of it.
Well, it's tough because, I mean, we have a camera here and could look, but I'd like to see replay to see if the receiver was down or not.
Yeah, if you had replay, you're definitely going to look at that one because those are the ones in the NFL that always get overturned. But
tight formation, a handoff, running behind the right guard. Room, green grass now. It's a foot race that Callie's going to win. One play, big hitter, tying the game up at this moment. Callie with a 49-yard touchdown run on the carry for the Pintos. That was Tyler Oden.
We're going to get a penalty here after the fact. I think it'll be an unsportsmanlike conduct. I don't know what team it's on. I didn't see.
It may have been taunting on the touchdown. It kind of looked like there was a little look back and some words said. But
hey, like you said, though, I mean, when these two teams meet, throw the records out the window, right?
Yeah, I think they're going to get a penalty on Oden here for taunting on the way back. I think he gave the too little sign.
Touchdown stands, and now a little bit of tougher extra point. If you're Eldon, you're almost saying, thank goodness, because I think they're going to go for two here. But you're saying thank goodness because you're looking at a situation where they might take the lead, but now this plays big, kind of.
It most definitely is because that's going to back Callie up to.
How many? Wow.
Yeah, that's going to back. Where did they spot that football at? Is that at the 19-yard line? So if you were to try the extra point, that suddenly becomes about a 34-yard extra point attempt.
So I don't know, but based on where the head official threw the penalty flag, I think that touchdown shouldn't have stood. And I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that if you taunt before the play's over,
you might be right.
The ball goes back to where it is. Now, they might have said he was in the end zone, but the referee threw his flag at like the 20-yard line.
Absolutely.
So that was really interesting. But either way, now you're getting a 17-yard two-point try. This would be pretty impressive if they get there.
Tied at 13 apiece. And Callie rolling to the outside is less. No one open, and he's going to be dragged down. Two-point conversion is no good. So
that's huge. I mean, that changes the dynamic of the game by a lot, right? California had a lead.
And once again, we got 126 left still. So 126 to go in the H&R block of Versailles' second quarter. Excuse me. Gosh, that video board is having problems. Nonetheless, Callie forces the fumble, recovers it, one play, Oden all the way to the end zone, 48 yards on the scamper, and we're all tied up at 13 apiece. Ryan, this is interesting. If you're the Mustangs, 126 to go, you've got 2 timeouts left. I mean, you're not just running the clock on this one, are you?
No, I don't think so, because California's offense, despite what you just saw, is not built to go down the field in one play and score a big touchdown. You have 2 timeouts. They might have 2 timeouts as well. But I definitely think you put this ball in the air and, see what happens. I don't mind running it on first down, but the passing game is open, man.
And a reminder, if you're somewhere watching or listening to this game and you think, man, I wish I could see it, very simple. MoSportsZone.com. You can download the MoSportsZone app, and the game will be streaming there on the ensuing kickoff. It's going to be a hopper picked up at the 28-yard line. Eldon looking to make something off the return, but going to be dragged down at the 34. 34, it looks like, will be where this drive starts for the Mustangs with 1:21 to go in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, that's just mental mistakes for Eldon that killed them, and we've seen it kill them in past weeks as well. Specifically, the Southern Boone game kind of, shouts at me whenever I think of that. Just allowing self-inflicted errors to cost you. So it was a fumble, not staying good on ball control, and then not staying good on assignment on defense that really cost you there.
Out of the shotgun, trips right. Going to uncork one, caught at the 40, taking on a tackler at the 45.
I don't know what that would have been. Maybe a legal man downfield.
It could be.
I
On the reception, by the way, that's Cody Brown bringing it in.
That's too bad. He deserves a reception, too, because he's been putting in work on defense, putting in work blocking. It might get taken away here.
Wait to see what the White Hat has to say. But the Eldon Mustangs are already moving backwards, and they're going to say illegal formation. Well, or false start. Illegal procedure. Okay, that's what I thought.
It can't be a false start.
They would have whistled it dead, yeah. So
that was weird because it was well after the play that the ref threw that flag. So I don't know. Maybe I just don't know football rules. I don't know.
Well, that's going to back the Mustangs up for first and 15, from their own 29-yard line. Trips right. Tied in. That one is a false start. Yeah.
They had 12 men on the field.
Oh, that's the problem. I thought, man, what's the big guy coming in motion for? But that's the problem. He was trying to get off the field at the same time the receiver decided to
they broke the huddle with 12.
All right, so the Mustangs are backing themselves up the field pretty thoroughly right now.
Now this kind of changes what you do here. I think maybe you run the ball and see how many yards you get on the first play and then go from there. You got to get 20 yards now to pick up that first down.
First and 20 on the 24-yard line. The Mustangs on their own 24, 1:14 to play. Eldon with 2 timeouts here in the H&R block of Versailles second quarter. Receiver comes in motion. They're going to fake the handoff. Evans steps back. They're going to flip it to the other side. They were trying to set up the screen, and boy, howdy if they could have. If that pass gets completed, you've got a lot of space and some big bodies out front.
Beanland had the opportunity there to, not to be critical, obviously, he's a great athlete, but if you set your feet there and just kind of pop that one over the top right, it's going to probably go for a touchdown. And he's a really good athlete, really good throwing off one foot and tries to do it there and just overthrows this guy, man. That was a touchdown.
You had big Darren Crabtree out front. He physically threw a corner 5 yards.
You were about to get 2 pancakes and a touchdown. That's what you were looking at.
Absolutely. A lumberjack special going on out there. So instead, it's 2nd and 20 with 1:10 to play. They split 2 receivers out to each side. Evans going to bring Brisbane in motion. Fakes the handoff. Rolls out to his left side. He's looking for somebody. Going to cork one down the sideline, and the catch is dropped at the 34-yard line. It's one of those, you can see what the Mustangs are doing. You can see it's there. You can see it would work. Just not fully executing at the moment.
Yeah, just whether it's, a step off here, ball control there, too many guys in the huddle here. It's just like everything's a little off right now, and that's not what we saw in the first few drives, and that's not why they had success on the first few drives.
Man, what I would have given to see that pass be completed. I'm telling you, Crabtree was about to hurt somebody's feelings.
Seriously, I'm still kind of thinking about it. Now you've had 2 really good opportunities on this drive, along with the pass that got negated. You only get so many of those, right? It looks like they're bringing in a heavier package here. Maybe you see.
Yeah, I think they're going to stay on the ground here and see if Callie's willing to burn a timeout. They go quickly back to the line. Play clock down to 4 seconds. Get the snap away. It's going to be a handoff trying to run to the left side, and it's going to be a tackle for a 1-yard loss.
I'd take a timeout.
And Callie will take a timeout to stop the clock with 59 seconds left as Eldon's going to be forced to punt. So Eldon had played, I hate to throw this out there, a la Southern Boone. They have played a dominant quarter and a half. And now Callie has rallied late in the second quarter, tied this game up, and going to get the ball back with just shy of a minute to play after the Lloyd Belts automotive timeout called by the California Pintos.
I don't want to say that California won't score, obviously, because I don't think they will, but they're not necessarily built to do that. But even them getting the ball back here is just kind of demoralizing, right? They'll still have to go a decent chunk of the field in a minute with 1 timeout. But you never know what could happen. A blocked punt, anything like that could change the dynamic in a dime. But either way, just them getting the ball back and getting another shot to go from down 13 to a lead before halftime, plus getting the ball, gives you a lot of momentum.
100%. And I'm just going to pull up MoSportsZone real quick, see if we had any updates. Osage 17-0. They're over Southern Boone. And Cap City leads Camdenton 14-7. That's a huge one because Cap City currently sits in the 2 spot in that district with Camdenton, the 1 spot going to Helias there. So that game very well could decide their district standings.
That one's going to be a tough district.
Absolutely. Eldon going to be forced to punt here. It's a good snap. Punt is a high one, not a ton of distance. It's going to hit at the 48 and takes a California roll to the 46-yard line, basically the 45 of the Mustangs. So Callie with a short field, 52 seconds to go and 1 timeout.
curious to see if they come out in that passing attack that we've kind of seen in the fourth quarter of games where they're getting beat, or if they do just stick with the run. I would have thought on the last drive they would have went spread and wanted to pass the ball, but it took one play and a big run to just throw that out the window. So you have one timeout, right? Maybe you pick up a first down on the ground and go from there. I don't know. But I wouldn't be shocked if you see him put the ball in the air here.
They're staying with the tight formation. Les going to roll out to the right. He's looking to throw, and he's going to throw one off the hands of the receiver at the 33-yard line. So Cali, they are going to put this one in the air here.
And a flood concept's an easy way to put the ball in the air without asking too much of your quarterback, right? You roll them out, get them a little bit closer to the throws, and then it's easiest thing you can read, right? There's levels. There's far, middle, short, and you find the open one. That time it was the middle route, and honestly it was wide open. Just couldn't connect on the pass.
Ball going to be placed on the near hash at the 46-yard line with 46 seconds to go. 2nd and 10 for Cali. They still have one timeout. We're tied up at 13 apiece. Faking the bubble screen, taking the deep shot. Got the corner to bite contact. Wow. I'm going to be completely honest. Eldon probably just got away with one.
Yeah, that's wow. Granted, in high school, it's there's a penalty flag at the line of scrimmage, anyways. That can be roughing the passer. Oh wow. Yeah, so the same thing.
Yeah, honestly, it works out the same. That's Cali sold that well. They faked the bubble screen, hard pump fake, took the shot downfield,
and Southern Boone got them on that a few weeks ago as well. I hate to keep going back to that game, but that's something they bid on a few weeks ago too. Like when you have cornerbacks that want to tackle, sometimes that assignment gets thrown out the window then when they want to come up and make a big hit.
So Eldon kind of teetering on the danger zone here as Cali has driven down to the 31-yard line, penalty flag assisted. It's 1st and 10, 41 seconds to go. Cali still with a timeout. Tied at 13 apiece. Snap, it's going to be a handoff right up the middle and still on his feet all the way down to the 21-yard line.
And they're going to they're going to call their last timeout.
They've really mixed it up. I think they decided that if they keep feeding Volkert, he's going to get tired one of these days. So Tyler Oden with another carry.
Did you see the way Oden ran through there, though? It was almost like he was running in jump cuts. Like he was just jump cutting through the defenders.
It's like watching forward. It's like watching Mario go through a level.
Kind of.
It's worth noting Oden is 5'6", so I think that's part of it too. Is he's small enough that he can drop low, hide behind the behind the guards till he pops free, and then he's got to jump to see over the line the rest of the way.
Right, and just maybe see if you can't just bust something on accident here. I like the run play there because everyone's obviously kind of expecting pass there, and then all of a sudden you run the football and get a little shifty guy in there who's tough to bring down.
I mean, this is, once again, big time for the Mustangs as Cali, they have had an extra points hit, so a field goal's not off the table. 33 seconds left, though, and they have burned all of their timeouts. So if you're Eldon, rule number one's got to be you tackle in bounds. But secondly, you are playing full defensive, keep them out of the end zone. Cali down to the 23-yard line of the Mustangs. They split one out to each side, staying in that heavy package. Les takes the snap. He looks left. He's going to roll to the left, and he is met at the line of scrimmage and put down, and no more timeouts for Cali. They're going to have to go quick as that game clock is turning down to 22 seconds.
Yeah, you couldn't do that, right? If you were going to do anything, just throw it out of bounds. And now they're going to run the football.
That is, I don't understand.
They got 12 seconds. They can't spike it.
No, I don't know that they're going to get another snap off. Game clock down to 8, 7, 6.
They're going to get another
5.
snap off, but what are they going to do? Oh, they spiked it on 4th down.
They just spiked it on 4th down. Well, that's confusing.
Oh, man.
So, okay then. That was not as expected.
Well, that's what Coach was trying to tell them to do on the play before that, because I think they were in a situation where they called the pass play and then said, if we complete on this pass play, we're going to get on the line and run the ball real quick, spike it, and then run one more play. But the sack takes so much time off the clock, then you run the football instead of spiking it, and then you spike
Eldon
it.
taking a big breath there because that helped them out as Cali just turns it over.
Let's just knee the ball and get out of here, man. Let's go to half.
I would say that's what Eldon's going to do is they line up in that tight victory formation, also known as the everything has gone wrong in the last 5 minutes. Let's just play halftime ball. And Evan will take the snap, and he will take the knee as well. We've played one half of football and decided absolutely nothing. It's tied at 13 apiece. Your Hy-Vee halftime show coming up when we come back. This is KS-95 Sports.
Take you home like a cheese, protect my homes. Keep it cool and safe, no need to roam. Stop the race before they invade your place. I can live in space, it's sunny in the race. Be a champion, not a contender. With American Sun Control, you're the defender. Shield your home, make it bright and bold. American Sun Control, the story's sold. American Sun Control, the need to know. For a cooler home, come on, let's go.
What a game. It's 4th and goal. Winter Shelton drops back in shotgun. Here's the snap. Shelton bootlegs. He keeps it. He dives into the end zone. Touchdown! When it comes to winning and real estate, there's one team crushing the competition. Winter Shelton Real Estate Group.
Shelton is crushing it.
Look them up online and Facebook.
Winter Shelton's crushing it, yeah.
Sometimes less is more, but with the Case IH Farmall 75A tractor, more is more. You can push more, pull more, lift more. It just does more. And it's the most affordable Case IH Farmall with a cab. The Case IH 75A tractor. There's nothing like it that can do what it does. Your Case IH 75A tractor is waiting for you at Crown Power and Equipment with 11 Missouri locations. So stop in and find it. Passion, power, performance. crown-power.com.
No pressure, low prices.
Hi, this is Jason at Hewlett Chevrolet Buick GMC in Canton. Hewlett has been serving the Lake area for over 54 years, and we're proud to offer the lowest prices combined with a friendly, no-pressure environment. We are proud to offer our price match guarantee. You can buy locally without all the hassles and pressures of a big dealer, but still be confident you're getting the lowest prices on your purchase. I invite you to come experience the Hewlett difference today.
Bulletin. For the month of October, you can get select 2024 Buick Encore GXs as low as $25,500.
And we're back with the Hy-Vee halftime show. And at the half, we are knotted up at 13 apiece. We're going to get some score updates from around the area. Over in Tipton, I don't even know who Tipton's playing tonight.
I literally couldn't find anything about that.
No, it's not Tipton and Lincoln. Tipton, whoever they're playing, they're leading 34-0. Tipton, thank you. Tipton leads Russellville 34-0.
That should give them the. Don't quote me on this, but I think that would give them the Central State 8 Conference championship because I think they've played everyone else in the conference, and I could be wrong.
Versailles trails Boonville 35-0. That's just a tough matchup there for the Tigers. Let's see. We had some other ones from around the area. At last update, it was 17-0. Osage leads Southern Boone. Camdenton trailing Cap City 14-7. Excuse me, and. Yeah, that's what I've got thus far in our matchup. It is 13-13 at the half in a half that Eldon really controlled the first quarter and a half.
Yeah, they did, but props to California. And as you said, they're always there's always a little bit extra in this rivalry. It doesn't matter what the records are. They'll both come out to play, and they were up to the task, right? They easily could have quit. I'm sure they've had a lot of weeks where they get down 13-0. They're like, here we go again. We're going to do this. Not doing that tonight, right? Come right back and punch them in the mouth.
And I got to give them a little respect because a lot of teams would change up what they're doing. All right, we're down. We can't run the ball like that anymore. No, the California game plan was originally we're going to give Volkert the ball. And then it stayed with we're going to keep giving Volkert the ball. And then after that, Volkert gets the ball. Now, then they did include Odin, and he broke a big 49-yard touchdown. But for Eldon, I think he just got to clean it up. It's been the Mustang mistakes that have actually put them in this hole.
Yeah, that last drive that they had offensively, well, the drive before that, right, with the fumble, started things. But then that last drive just kind of was the story of all of Eldon's losses. And I didn't watch any of the game last week. Obviously, Blair Oaks is going to have the Jimmies and Joes to get things done over there, right? So that could have been a different story. But really for Eldon, I don't feel like there's been a game that I've seen where they necessarily got beat. A lot of times they're just beating themselves in assignment, in ball control, and just things like that. Their effort's been good tonight, right? And you got to tip your hat to that. But just make sure if you're going to make a mistake, you're making it at full speed. And sometimes I think we've seen some apprehension there on that last two drives.
No, I completely agree. And I don't know, for Eldon, this is also about – this game is big for multiple layers. It's not only –
massive.
Yeah, it's not only district seeding, but it's also just confidence and knowing that you can clean it up and execute. And I'm sure right now in the locker room, Coach Reeves is, or excuse me, not Coach Reeves, Coach Griffin.
That's just like different sport, different school, different everything.
In my defense, Coach Reeves over in Tipton is the sharpest dresser you're ever going to see as a coach with that bright red suit he wears on the sideline. But nonetheless, I'm sure Coach Griffin is talking to his kids about where's the pride we saw in the first quarter and a half. Because that Mustang team looked sharp early.
And I just want to take this a step farther when we look on the overall scope of things. Eldon's in a situation, and this would be a crazy situation, but like California has Hallsville next week. That's not a game they're going to necessarily be sure of winning, but it's a game that's winnable. If Eldon was to lose tonight, right, and then lose next week, and California was to win out due to Misha's rules, regardless of points, regardless of where they sit, California being directly below Eldon would jump them and end up being a spot above them. And that's not something you even thought was possible with a 3-0 start. But
which, if that were to occur, then suddenly in districts, Eldon's looking at maybe going to Knob-Noster, or even, I don't think they have a matchup with Boonville. I don't really see that being a possibility.
But it really could change things, if you don't secure a win, right? So,
oh my. You weren't bluffing when you told me that, like, Nixa games are only interesting for the first quarter.
Yeah, I just turned it on to watch my brother play, right? And they've won by 40 every week, and it's really disappointing because by the time our games are at halftime, and, you got the passing more in Class 6, so they're usually still going on, but it's like 40-0, and it's just not fun.
Jeez. Well,
they just got a Big Mac sack.
Oh, nice.
Get a free Big Mac at McDonald's.
That sounds good. I'm hungry now.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. If anybody in California is listening right now and you go down to the food stand, burger sounds delicious right now.
I feel like we've earned it so far. The stream stayed up. You hit the legal ID right at 7 o'clock. I mean, yeah. Oh, it's 8 o'clock
And
now.
Speaking of that, you're listening to tonight's broadcast on KTKS Versailles Eldon at the Lake of the Ozarks, 95.1 FM online, lakeradio.com, streaming at MoSportsZone.com. I'm Colton Taylor, and the man who remembers everything I forget, Ryan Retone, along with me tonight.
It's the yin and the yang, right?
Dude, we mesh together well. Absolutely love it. And then Justin back at the studio, and don't go anywhere. If you've been listening, you may want to tune in and watch. Absolutely. We're tied at 13 apiece here with our Hy-Vee halftime show. Who's going to win? I have no idea. I don't know if they do either, but we're going to find out when we come back. You're listening to KS-95 Sports.
Have you ever gone into panic mode because you reach into your wallet and your debit card is not there? Hi, this is Ryan Pryor from Citizens Bank of Eldon and Versailles. With the Umbrella app on your mobile phone, you can block your debit card with a quick tap of a button. 5 minutes later, you remember that it's in your pocket. No problem. Just go back in and unblock your card, and now it's business as usual. Ask us how you can enroll. Member FDIC.
A hometown bank, a hometown friend.
The Morgan County Health Center in Versailles reminds you can help your child have a healthy future. Encourage them to get 1 hour or more of physical activity every day and limit screen time to 2 hours at most. Time spent in front of a screen watching TV or playing video games means less time being active. Make sure they get 3 servings of low or no-fat milk or yogurt every day, 4 servings of water, not sugary drinks, and 5 servings or more of fruit and vegetables. Healthy habits lead to a healthy future. A message from the Morgan County Health Center in Versailles.
A full-service graphics company, Wright Printing and Promotional Advertising does it all, from screen printing, offset printing, and promotional advertising to custom-built trophies and awards. It's where they do it the right way. Check out their Facebook page for their monthly special, and don't forget they offer online stores for all your group and activities needs. Wright Printing and Promotional Advertising, across from the Family Center on Highway 52 East in Versailles. Call 573-378-5775.
Martin Metal, just outside of Versailles, Missouri, is proud to announce the operation of our new laminated post-production plant. We now offer our customers high-quality glued, nailed, and planed 3-ply, 4-ply, and 5-ply columns. Yellow pine and treated 2x6 and 2x8 constructed. These posts won't split, warp, or twist and are backed by a 50-year warranty against rotten decay. Order by the job, the bundle, or the truckload, as we offer delivery in Missouri and across the heartland of America. Call Martin Metal to find out more. 573-378-4050 and move your project forward with Martin Metal.
We're back with the Hy-Vee halftime show. Listen, I don't give an MVP to the other team, but if I did, I'm giving it to number 50, the Pintos, Abe Heinrichs. He is just a freshman, 6 foot, 215, and he plays the trombone on the band.
That's freaking sick. I mean, I feel like you see it a lot of places, but usually it's not one guy, right? And when one guy does it from the football team, it sticks out a little bit more. And I'll tip my cap to you, man. I don't know if he has played a lot tonight. I don't know about that. It's tough to tell with guys up front. But, hey, I mean, if you're willing to go out there for another 15 minutes after you've already been running around and do a band performance, I've got all the respect for you.
And to do it in pads. I didn't know if the pads would fit through the trombone or not, but boy, did they.
It is good, man.
Yeah, it was impressive. So we're chilling out here at the Hy-Vee halftime show. It's 13 apiece. Eldon and Cali all tied up in this Tri-County and District showdown. Tomorrow, Mizzou back in action. They play the early game for like the third consecutive week. Pre-game at 9, kickoff at 11. Mizzou, it is homecoming day. I'm sure there will be no rowdy parties held at Missouri. No, they don't believe in that on that campus. No, they are all fine, upstanding citizens. But yeah, abstain from rowdiness.
Yeah,
but
I've definitely never been there on homecoming, and it's definitely not a good time. It's a pretty bad time, right?
Yeah.
But let's just say they'll be ready to go. I'm sure they'll be happy to be in a locker room that's not a middle school locker room like UMass's was. I don't know. I just want to know who scheduled that game. Who thought it was a good idea?
I think it worked out well for the Tigers because they needed it. I love that the coaching staff from Missouri was like, hey, guys, listen, these first 3 plays, is there anything we think we should do? And someone in the room was like, what if we give Luther Burden III the ball
They're
first?
like, actually, we do have this guy that's pretty good. He was the number 1 rated recruit in the class of 2022. Maybe we should target him a little bit more.
Currently, Kirk Herbstreit's number 2 receiver on the board, and in his defense, the guy that's ranked above him is an absolute freak of nature that plays both ways. All right, that's.
I hated what he said, though. I don't know if you saw that about if he got as many carries as the running back out of Boise State, or if he had got as many catches as the running back out of Boise State had carries, then he would be better than him.
Who said that?
That's what Travis Hunter said, because I don't know if you know Ashton Genty from Boise State.
Travis Hunter is a great player, but don't you dare go out claiming that you are as good as that weird love child that was crafted out of there. It looks like the love child of LaDainian Tomlinson and Jim Brown. I don't know.
Maybe some Marshawn Lynch and Derrick Henry in him as well.
He's a freak of nature. The dude doesn't even line up in a running stance. He stands straight up back there like he is the Michael Myers of the football
Seriously,
world.
I love that they compare him to Michael Myers. They asked him about it. He literally said, I just know that my offensive line is going to block, and I don't think. And I was like, yeah, I mean, if I was able to rush for 300 yards a game like I'm playing a video game too, I'd probably not think.
The first game, the coach was like screaming from the sideline, get in stance, and then saw him just stiff-arm 14 guys. And
it's a trend now for high school running backs to try to do that. I've seen some of the videos. Some of them are pretty good. I'm not going to lie.
Well, that boy out in Boise State is amazing. But nonetheless, LB3, he's going to probably be a top 10, top 15 draft pick this year, and he is showing why here lately. But they're going to need a lot of LB3 tomorrow as they play host to Auburn. Auburn having a down year. They're 2-4 on the season, and they got beat by Cal. So do with that what you will. But then the following week, you go to T-Town. You go to Tuscaloosa, and the Tide have bullied people for years. Because the Tide got to do this back when the only people that could afford to pay players were Alabama and Georgia and people like that. Well, now everybody can pay players. And suddenly the playing field's leveled out. And next thing you know, other schools are in the mix. Other schools are doing it, which I'm telling you right now, Tennessee is going to be rocking tomorrow. Alabama is at Tennessee. The last time they went to Tennessee, I believe.
Yeah, it was when they got beat on that in the 2022 game, right? When the goalpost came down.
And there was the video of the president of the University of Tennessee up in his suite yelling, tear them down, we'll buy new ones. And by the end of the night, Morgan Wallen was partying in a bar with Peyton Manning to celebrate the win.
Yeah, the last time that they were there, College Game Day was in town. Peyton Manning and Pat McAfee directed the band together.
It's amazing.
It was pretty rowdy. This time, Game Day not there because they're at Georgia and Texas, which is another different beast. But
is that game at Georgia or at Texas?
That game is at Texas.
Ooh.
So Austin's going to get their first welcome to like a marquee SEC matchup, right? That'll be awesome. But yeah, it's. I think that Kalen DeBoer, right? He's a winner. Coming from Washington, I think he's like 120-13 or something like that. That flash from the camera keeps distracting me. But anyways, I think he's like 120-14 or something like that. But already kind of showing vulnerability at Alabama, and it's just a different beast, right? Yeah, you can go 120 in the 14 and fly under the radar at Washington because you're in the Pac-12.
Yeah.
You get in the SEC, it's a little bit different.
Well, not to mention, I think there was just something about the aura of Nick Saban.
Oh, yeah.
You wanted to go play for Saban because you knew Saban only coaches winners, but you also were terrified to disappoint Nick Saban because you knew that whoever you were, however good you were, Nick Saban had seen better and would find better.
Yeah.
And I just think there's a different vibe there now. But nonetheless, I love Coach Drink. I love what he's doing with the Tigers right now, and I still say Mizzou controls their own destiny. If you win these next 3 games, you will be one of the 12 teams in that playoff picture. You potentially will be in the SEC title game, and I don't care if you have 1 loss. If you hoist the SEC title and you hoist the national title, nobody cares what your record was. No. You won the hardware.
Right, and that's the benefit of the 12-team playoff is it gets more teams in there. It rewards teams who prime themselves to be at the top of their game at the end of the season, just like every other sport does, right? Football was kind of the only sport where that wasn't always the case just because it was the limited field in the playoff. But now opening that up, it'll be more like baseball, basketball, those other sports where it's the team that's playing the best at the end of the season.
That's what's made March Madness so much fun for so many years. The Cinderellas. Like, I mean, think about it. Years ago, that means, was it UCF that went undefeated for like a 2-year stretch?
And they didn't get in,
Yeah, and crowned them. I mean, don't get me wrong. They crowned themselves national champions, and then the next year they got a real schedule and got slapped. But still, I don't know. And then shifting gears forward, speaking of winning records and all that, the Chiefs play the Niners on Sunday. That game will be a 3:25 game. Kansas City undefeated to start the season. They are 5-0. And looking to make it 6-0, which, considering the injuries they've had, I can't complain. If you would have told me, looking at this, the Chiefs have played the toughest schedule in the NFL to this point, and they are 5-0 because they haven't had to play Nixa, apparently. But they are rolling. However, going up against a Niners team that is actually favored by Vegas. I know it's in San Francisco, but the absolute disrespect, the last 4 times the Chiefs were underdogs, they won all 4. 2 of them were Super Bowls. 1 was an AFC title game. It drives me crazy because my only reason for it, I get what anybody could say, well, it's in San Fran. The Chiefs are down 2 wide receivers. My simple beef is Andy Reid in his career has played 25 football games after a bye week. He has won 21 of those 25.
I'm also under the belief system, and this is a newer belief actually to me. It's of late. If you're playing a road game in the NFL, I don't think it's that much of a disadvantage. There are a few places where it is, right? Arrowhead, Heinz Field, sometimes
Lambeau
in Jacksonville, Lambeau. Like, you get into places, I can even think the Vikings, right? Some of those stadiums can be tough, but a lot of times when you go out to California, you go out to the West Coast, Seattle sometimes, but you go out to the West Coast, there's not a lot of home field advantage there. So I don't think where that game's played is even going to matter.
No, and I will say the only way I could see it shifting is if you're Miami and you're in the playoffs and you have to go on the road to Arrowhead like we saw when it was so cold.
Right.
That's very
right
different.
Now you're in a time period where it's not going to matter.
No, it's not at all. But I don't know. I think it's a big game. It is one. Kansas City, they're going to lose a game eventually. We're not going undefeated. However,
this isn't the game they lose, though. They lose to like the Raiders in Week 13 or something like that.
No, I can promise you it won't be the Raiders. There was too much talk in the offseason. I think if we get the Raiders the following week, and mark my words, whatever the over is on Patrick Mahomes, take it. Those are the same boys that came out and compared him to Jordan with we're going to put the Jordan rules on him and rough him up. Max Crosby's always going for the ankles. And then in the offseason at training camp, they had a Kermit the Frog doll playing with it. I'm here, doing the voice and all that. Yeah. And all Patrick said when they brought it up at the presser was, it'll get handled when it gets handled.
It will.
That man does not forget that. He keeps receipts. I'm calling 5 tutties put up on the Raiders.
Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked by that. And I mean, the Chiefs always just lose that random game, right?
If the Colts are on our schedule, count it as a loss.
The Colts are some killers, though, when they play good teams, right? They play the mid teams, they play the bad teams. They don't beat them. But if they play a team that's like 4-0 or 5-0, they're going to beat them.
In their defense, they've got big game Joe Flacco, man. That's what he does.
Flacco can sling it, man. I talked to you earlier about how Aaron Rodgers, I think, is having trouble because he's the only quarterback from that era 5-6 years ago that's still playing, and they run off of different systems. It's just like how Tony Romo, when he called plays for CBS, right, he was able to call the plays because it was the same systems he ran, but then those quarterbacks fade out. And he doesn't have those anymore. Joe Flacco is another one, though, that is not having any issues, regardless of what team system offense you put him.
But that's because Joe Flacco wasn't really that good back in that system.
That's true. He was pretty bad at it, actually.
He would just walk into the huddle or the locker room and look at the coach and go, "Hey, we still got Ray Lewis and Ed Reed, right?" And like, "Yeah, they're back there." He's like, "All right, I'm fine."
That's true. That's true. To be fair, he played in a time period where the AFC North truly was the nastiest division you could play in. It's not as bad now, but that was CTE waiting to happen if you played in that division.
There was no waiting about it. You walked up and you went, "Where is Vontez Burfict at this week?"
That's the truth. You always got to have your eyes on him and that whole
You're the only division I know where I can legitimately say I watched a defensive end beat a quarterback with his own helmet.
That Myles Garrett did that once. It somehow glazed over. Yeah, it was Mason Rudolph, who was slinging dimes for Tennessee, doing better than Will Levis, that's for sure.
Dude, I have a better passer rating than Will Levis, and somehow Will Levis has a better passer rating than Deshaun Watson. That is, you will never convince me there's been a worst contract in the history of football than Deshaun Watson.
So we did a segment on my radio show the other day, and it was overhyped quarterbacks that I would still, or busts, that is, that I would still take over Deshaun Watson currently.
Okay.
We threw out names like Ryan Leaf, Jamarcus Russell, Vince Young, Tim Tebow, Sam Bradford. Matt Leinart, RG3, Mark Sanchez, Christian Ponder, and Brady Quinn.
All right, now some of those I think is unfair because some of those are way better than Deshaun Watson.
That's true.
RG3 prior to the injury, very good.
Yeah.
Tim Tebow's got a high winning percentage, if nothing
That's
else.
what we said was, some of these guys didn't necessarily perform well, but at least they won.
Which Jamarcus Russell am I getting? Am I getting like chunky Jamarcus Russell or still in shape Jamarcus? Actually, doesn't matter.
Jamarcus Russell that just played for the Raiders, right? That was just it doesn't matter who it was. He was just bad.
The one that they sent a blank tape home with to watch film, and he still talked about how he learned a lot from the secondary.
It's just like the Johnny Manziel tape, right? The iPad was not turned on a single time. He got it done, though. That was the difference. Not in the NFL, but in college, he got it done.
Oh, that's amazing. It's we're at halftime. It's a tie ball game, 13 apiece, getting ready to get things underway in the second half. But I love it. I'm going to be honest. I don't feel bad for Cleveland at all. If you're that dumb to give him that, they're going to try to trade him next year, and they're going to have to package him with a first-round draft pick.
Yeah, it's going to be troubles. No one's going to take that contract on. What's going to happen, I think, is they're going to end up trading or releasing him and taking on the contract, right? They'll be like, yeah, take him, but we're not going to pay for it. But no other team really wants that PR nightmare, nor do they want that quarterback. So
no, not at all. I believe my favorite stat I've seen thus far is if every play you snap the ball and hit your center in the back of the head with a football, you would finish the game with, is it like a 38 QBR or a 68 QBR?
Something like that, I think.
I think it's 38, something like that. Yeah, Deshaun Watson has had not one but two games with a single-digit QBR. That man literally could have said a hike and just hit somebody with a football and been just fine.
And to be fair, people could say that we're being tough on him. We're doing this, we're doing that. But
he's got $200 million.
Yeah, I was going to say he's got a ton of money. And two, this is a guy we're talking about who his head coach in Kevin Stefanski told him to go for it the other day. And he just said, nah, I'm going to walk to the sideline. Yeah. And chose to force Cleveland to take a delay of game and then punt the football already down 23 in the first half. So I don't feel sorry.
By the way, I'm not going to hate on Brady Quinn. That's a Chiefs legend right there. There's a special wing of the Chiefs Hall of Fame for Brady Quinn, Tyler Thigpen, Matt Castle, Kyle Orton.
Hey, talking about Chiefs legends, if you want to really appreciate what Patrick Mahomes is doing with the receivers that he has right now, I think they should go a game and just throw Carson Wentz out there, right? Because Carson Wentz is probably by far the best backup quarterback in the league. Probably should be starting for about 10 of the NFL teams right now that don't have quarterbacks. And he still would not have wins because
I would argue he could start for two teams in the Chiefs division.
He could.
He definitely I know for sure he could start for the Raiders.
I know you guys if most of you probably don't have Prime because I don't. Why would you get Prime to watch the Thursday night football games we've seen? But if anyone saw Spencer Rattler throw the football last night, then you know he should be starting out there.
Yeah.
But it's just like.
But would you start him over Will Levis?
Start Carson Wentz over Will Levis? I don't know. Levis is a powerhouse, man. He fuels my Twitter and TikTok for the next 2 days after he plays because somehow he makes the worst play in the NFL every week. It gets worse every week.
If there was an NFL edition of Shaqtin' a Fool, it would just be Will Levis every week. It's crazy.
The one time that he threw it from his own end zone, I think T-Law did the same thing the next week, and Trevor Lawrence, who's just been terrible.
I don't know what happened there.
He was parallel to the ground. Yeah. And tried to make the Patrick Mahomes pass that he made that one Super Bowl that hit off the receiver's face mask, but instead he just threw it right to the linebacker, and it was a pick six. And if he would have had a safety, they would have won that football game. But instead, he threw it right to the linebacker, scored a touchdown, and they lost.
Yeah, no, I'll give him an A for effort, though. Or an A for awful. I don't know which it is.
A for entertainment.
The best part of all of this is, with all these quarterbacks playing so bad, some of the worst play as far as high expectations, low results, belongs in Jerry world. Happy 82nd birthday, Jerry. Here's the Lions pulling out trick plays up 30.
I love Dan Campbell. That man shows no mercy. He was just
he's evil.
It's like America's team. Screw that. I'm going to go ahead and hang 40 on you. Run a trick play up by 4. I'm going to throw it to my left tackle up by 40 just because I hate you.
It was beautiful. I mean, and a couple of the trick plays didn't even work. And Dan's like, I don't care. Do it again.
He's just laughing over there on the sideline.
It was great. It was great. Well, that has been the Hy-Vee halftime show.
Game here. Believe it or not.
We're tied 13 apiece. It's Eldon and Cali. This has been a battle. Like I said, these long half times, we got to fill with something. So
I feel like we fill the long half times better than we did the short half times.
100%.
I don't know what's going on there.
Eldon will kick off, start the second half, and it is a line drive right in the middle off the hands of a Cali player. It's bobbled, picked up at the 12. Trying to get to the middle of the field. An ankle tackle, going to hang on to the jersey. This Eldon special teams unit has looked good tonight.
Yeah, I mean, in a second half that didn't end the way you wanted it to, right? You don't know what kind of response you're going to get, especially being on defense, knowing that California has a chance to go 20 unanswered, which is what you saw Southern Boone do a few weeks ago with 29 unanswered. But the first way that you can change that is by going out on a kickoff and just, really demoralizing a team. And I feel like they've done that on every kickoff, but doing it there again.
This is the American Sun Control third quarter of play, tied at 13 apiece. Eldon set the tone early with 13 points to start the game. Cali responded with 13 unanswered. Both these teams in the same conference, same district. Les in the shotgun takes snap, hands it off, running right to the line and just pushing the pile ahead to the 25-yard line. I would assume that's Volkert on the carry.
I think we already got an injured player. No?
I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, that was weird. They stopped the clock and then allowed it to keep running.
Excuse me, that was Odin on the carry.
I think this is where during halftime, I'm sure something that was preached was like, hey, we just got to stay the course, right? Don't allow the longer drives to get to you, because what was happening earlier in the game was California would convert on a few first downs, have that 3 yards every play for a while, and then it would just stall out because Eldon would make a big play in the backfield. You need to remind your team, like, hey, we need to stay tough, need to stay at assignment sound. And see what we can do here.
It's going to be a handoff this time, trying to go to the left side, and a better job by the Eldon D-line, holding just a 1-yard gain on the carry. That was Volkert back to work, his 37th carry of the night.
I wish I kept track of carries up here because I would be curious. And quarterback is going to go ahead and come off here.
Go straight Wildcat, excuse me.
And why not? I mean, the ball's going to him anyways. Might as well just snap it straight to him.
Now you just get an extra blocker in there. So 3rd and 2 for the Pintos on their own 28-yard line.
I mean, but this is actually not – this is a different Wildcat. They're going to Althoff here.
Okay, mixing it up. He takes the snap, fakes the handoff, trying to run to – or no, he does hand it off. Pile at the line, trying to push forward, but it's going to be a minimal gain, if any.
He opened the wrong way, right? Maybe he didn't open the wrong way. I don't know. Maybe that's how they want to run it. But he opened the wrong way and then just stuck it behind his back, kind of like Statue of Liberty. But you would never do that in that situation. I think
this is huge.
Yeah.
If the Pintos, which I'm assuming they're going to go for this, but they are on their own side of the field, on their own 29-yard line, it's 4th down in a tie ball game, 13 apiece. I mean, if you're Cali, do you go for it?
This coach is going to go for it. I don't know if I would from the 29, but he loves to push the issue, and I can't blame him.
Tight formation, Eldon loading the box. They're going to try to shoot the gap up the middle, but Volkert drops his head, piles forward to the 34-yard line. That'll move the chains for Cali.
A little quarterback follow action there. I like that. That was never going to be a handoff, right? He was the guy that got the fake handoff was the lead blocker, took on like 3 Eldon Mustangs who were all keyed in on that short run play, and then opened up a massive gain for the quarterback, or the Wildcat quarterback, that is, in Volkart. And now you bring back out Colby Les, and maybe opens up the offense a little bit more here.
I will say the only thing about this Pinto offense is if you get behind the chains early, you're in trouble.
I mean, how sustainable is that right there, right?
It's straight tight formation. They go up the gut. And speaking of behind the chains,
the ball's loose.
Ball is on the ground. Who has it? Mix of up here waiting for the point. Eldon's excited, and for good reason. They pick up the fumble and take over possession on the 34-yard line of the Pintos.
Like we said there, right? If they just kept assignment sound, kept playing with high effort, eventually, something was going to happen. That's a hard offensive scheme to try to survive right there. Having a fourth down multiple times in the same drive, deep in your own territory. Eventually, something was going to bounce your way, and now I think it's time to really attack here. Maybe a deep shot, try to set the tone.
Yeah, I think right now is you have to take the chains off Evan Beanland. You got to let him be who he is. Let him freelance a little bit when he rolls out of the pocket.
We've seen play action out of this formation quite a bit.
And they're going to hand it off. Landon running. He's got blockers up front. A little bit of space across the 30 down to the 25-yard line. Strong carry and run for a 9-yard gain, close to 10. Yeah, they're going to go ahead and they're going to say a 9-yard gain. It'll make it 2nd and 1 for the Mustangs from the 25-yard line.
And that was, Landon Beanland right there. He took a big hit at the end, but I feel like when he runs on the outside, we don't see him run as hard as he did right there. It's almost like they told him, hey, you're kind of lollygagging on those outside runs and being unsure. Just be confident like you are on the inside.
I'm sure lollygagging is the exact word the coach used.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
It's a handoff. Beanland behind the right guard. He's met by the Pinto defense, but not before he picks up a Martin Metal first down.
Yeah, but going back to that one, like you see on the inside run right there, like he'll tuck it up in, run really hard, but sometimes since he's not necessarily a speed back, you see him a little unsure on the edge, but on the play before that one, hitting the hole immediately and getting a big gain. And if you don't have to throw the ball, why do it, right? What do we know?
Absolutely. Two receivers split out to the left for Evan. He's got Beanland to his right. And he's going to hand it off to Beanland, running to the left side. He's got blocks. He's got a little space, and he's going to be cut down after another 9-yard gain as he's in the he's in the Crown Power Case IH red zone and knocking on the door of another Martin Metal first
down. Again, there it is, right? Like instead of kind of slow playing it and waiting to get it's almost like he wanted the blockers to get in front and then just take the edge and go all the way to the sideline. Instead, he's actively looking for holes to cut up into. And running really hard at another 8-9 yard gain on first down. Those are huge.
Eldon, two receivers out to the right. Once again, Brisbane on one side, Beanland on the other. Evan takes the snap, hands it off, running with a little room out front, trying to cut it inside at the 5. Good move, good finish, touchdown, Mustangs.
A lot of success there on the outside, and I think Landon knew that if he got hawked down there on the 3 or 4 yard line, it wasn't going to be his touchdown. It was going to be Evans. So that time taking it upon himself to get in there and score.
Oh, that's a great run. Great job opening up that hole.
That was awesome.
And the Mustangs regain the lead 19-3 with 7:32 to go in the American Sun Control third quarter of action. A chance to make it a 7-point game. Devin Hardy lining up for the extra point attempt. It's a good snap, good hold, good kick, good result. Eldon forces the turnover and cashes in. They put 7 more on the board, and they lead 20-13. 7:32 to go in the American Sun Control third quarter. You're listening to KS-95 Sports.
Calling all property owners. Discover the benefits of partnering with Dunn Property Management. They're here to help. From maximizing your investment to ensuring hassle-free management, experience effortless living with expert property management. Let Dunn Property Management handle the details so you can enjoy peace of mind. Reach out today to learn how they can help. Dunn Property Management, 573-569-1200. That's 573-569-1200. The students of Lake Area schools have done a lot to make their communities proud. Many have stayed to help the Lake Area grow and prosper. Whether they excel through sports or through academics, our students need our support. As a parent, be a part of your child's education. As a community, be a part of their activities by attending sporting events, concerts, and other extracurricular activities. Our support means better leaders for tomorrow. From Kidwell Garber Funeral Homes of Versailles and Laurie.
After the score, Mustangs are back with the kickoff. It's going to be returned by the Pintos across the 20 and meeting tacklers at the 22-yard line. The old special teams has been sharp tonight, and they continue that trend.
Yeah, and I felt personally like special teams were something that in the few games that we saw them lose, struggled in a lot because teams were starting on the 30 or 40-yard line, and that changes the dynamic, obviously, on defense. But pushing them back, making California either get a big play or pick up 8 or 9 first downs, which for them is, going to be a 20-play drive.
Absolutely.
Like, this is big. And again, just want to stay assignment down or sound and play hard right here. Loading the box for sure.
Yeah, Cali stays tight, going right up the gut. And once again, Volkert running off tackles and picking up 5 on that chunk. Volkert is just such a hard-nosed runner.
Yeah, nearly all of his rushing yards have been after contact, right, tonight. Whether it might not be a full-blown missed tackle, right? It could just be an arms tackle, something like that. But he's nearly getting contact at the line every play and still making something out of it.
A lot of this is going to come down to the battle in the trenches. If you can win your matchup and get penetration enough that Volkert can't get that head of steam, it can really change everything about the run. I mean, Volkert is not a huge back by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, 5'8" and 160.
I feel like there's a play-action pass coming pretty soon, right? We haven't seen them put the ball in the air, really.
Well, there's the play action and rolling out to the right, looking to uncork it. They go the short route and immediately met. What a tackle. Driving his matchup out of bounds. So the Mustangs give up the pass, but hold him shy of the first down. I think it's going to bring up 3rd and about 2.
And again, right there, nearly all of California's pass concepts when they roll out have been just a flood or a levels concept, just making it easy on the freshman quarterback. It opened up there to where 44 actually had a step. That's Landon Dunham. That is, the tight end kind of came open. That's not a pass you're going to look to make as a freshman quarterback, rolling out.
And they're going to hand it off on 3rd and 2 and running room for Volkert as he crosses the 40. And it's going to be brought down to the 41-yard line after picking up enough for a first down.
California doing a really good job of choosing when to picking and choosing when to take their shots right there, right? Not doing it in a 2nd and long situation. They did it in a 2nd and short, or 2nd and medium, made it 2nd and short, or 3rd and short, that is. Wow, I can't talk. And then able to pick it up on the run. Like that's part of it, right? If you're going to take a shot down the field, it's got to be in a situation where you're not putting your offense in a bind in 3rd and 4th down.
Ricky showed me a clip from his game the other day, and at one point his score thinks that it was 3rd and 4th.
Like, 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know how you convert that.
Hey, man, ours says empty and right now. So,
well, that time Cali trying to run to the right side behind the guard, and the D-line was not going to allow it from Eldon. They give up a 1 yard. Was there a flag?
I think so. Maybe that's the glare off the turf. I can't tell. That's a flag.
And I'm going to guess this goes against the Mustangs because Coach Griffin had a few choice words for the officials, and I don't believe any of them were, I completely agree with that flag.
Are you sure? I thought I heard it from up here.
I tried to read his lips, and that's not what it looked like.
Let's see what we get right here. I don't even know what that would be.
Maybe a horse collar?
Face mask.
I was close.
You're close. Face mask. You're getting closer and closer every day.
Maybe I was right and the official was wrong. It's not like he has a better view.
Yeah, but it's still going to be 2nd down. It's only a 5-yard penalty, I guess. Because they called it accidental face mask.
Gotcha.
Yeah, instead of the personal foul. But, if you think about it, like Gene Steratore and all those guys, they get paid to just never say the refs are wrong. So maybe you should get on that wave and just agree with everything the ref says.
I am definitely missing some money out here. Tight formation for Cali. They're going to try to throw a little bubble screen out to the flat. It's caught. Crossing midfield ahead to the 45 to the 40. Little cutback move. Going to be brought out of bounds at the 36-yard line.
That was quite the block right there.
That's Shrek with the catch and run. It's a big hitter by Cali standards.
Well, yeah, and you get Volkert out there blocking a defensive back, and is Volkert smaller? Yes. Is he maybe more of a receiver when you look at him?
He has Devin Hardy syndrome. He has no idea how big he is.
That dude's a running back who's basically breaking contact every single play, so it's not going to be tough for him to just go block a quarterback with a full head of steam.
And this is a fun football game. Don't blink because one team weaves, the other team has an answer right back. This has been back for tight formation for Cali. They're going to hand it off, going right back up the gut as Volkert. He crosses the 35, dives forward to the 33-yard line. He'll pick up 4.
Momentum's a weird thing because despite I personally believe, but now looking up here, it looks like maybe California is just as big as Eldon. I believe that Eldon's a little bit bigger up front than California is, right? But after a big play, that California offensive line just gets a massive push.
I tell you what, looking at this Cali O-line, I mean, they've got 6'5" and 290 on the O-line, 6 foot and 280.
Yeah, 6'5" and 290 would be that left tackle.
Yeah, that's real. That's a grown adult. It's going to be a handoff once again. Volkert, that is not Volkert. That is Odin. He is hit immediately and planted for a 1-yard loss. That's where being 5'6" and 140 becomes a problem.
Yeah, well, and you see what I mean right there. Like, after a big play, that doesn't come from the run, all of a sudden they get a decent run hole, right? And then the next play after that, they don't get anything. They lose two.
You're not joking about 70. Holy cow.
Yeah, that's a big man. Jaden
that left
Gordon,
tackle is massive.
6'5", 290 senior. And if he's interested in playing college football, I'd say with that frame, probably
good
has
chance.
some colleges looking at him.
So it's going to be 3rd and 8. That's going to roll out, looking for someone to throw to. He's got a man. Did he get a foot down in bounds?
No. They said no.
Out of bounds. Tough play to make. Had the man, but the pass just a little too late.
That was a mature pass or play there by Les, too, because he definitely could have turned it up or thrown it to the flats and said, that's what the defense gave me. But that linebacker was kind of playing middle, right? Looking at the flats, looking at the middle route, or the intermediate route, that is. And Les choosing to turn it up and draw that play out a little bit longer opened up the intermediate route, which is what he needed to pick up the first down.
So another huge 4th down here for Cali. It's 4th and 8 from the Mustang 35. Eldon leads by 7. Already 4:26 to go in the American Sun Control third quarter. Les going to roll out to his left. He's looking for a receiver on a comeback route, and it's going to be caught at the 25-yard line.
Be well short. Like, he never even got close to
the officials disagree.
Oh, wow. I don't know what I'm talking. I was looking at the other yard line.
Yeah, that's going to be about a yard past the chain, so that will convert for Cali. I mean, the receiver ran it perfect. He knew exactly where the spot was, planted his foot, came back right in front of the corner.
That's a good play call too, right? Going about 2 yards beyond the sticks, and then coming back to the ball right there. It's tough for a defensive back to cover that.
So with 4 minutes to go in the American Sun Control third quarter, Cali is driving down to the 26-yard line of the Mustangs, trailing by 7. And it's going to be a quick hitter. A slant goes off the hands of the receiver and falls incomplete.
That was interesting. That was deep in the Cali playbook, I feel like, because that was almost a modern-day RPO, right? I don't know if that was just a straight pass, but we see a lot of, like, spread teams run that kind of concept where they run the receiver right behind the linebacker and almost completed on it, but that's also dangerous, almost an interception.
When that ball gets tipped up, I mean, anything can happen in that tip drill. So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the Eldon 26.
Those plays always irk me out because they're like so successful, but one bad read, one missed thing is a big play for the other team.
Handoff, Volkert following his fullback, cuts it back inside at the 20, ahead to the 15, barrels across the defender, and it's going to be marked down right about the 16-yard line. I mean, the way they run these backs, you basically got a fullback leading for the halfback, and Volkert is so shifty and quick. He does a great job following the lead block.
Volkert these plays are always work out so similar to that Volkert almost doesn't even have to be looking for the defense, searching where he needs to cut. It's like these are second nature to him, right? He can kind of put his head down and run as hard as he needs to, and then cut just knowing how the play is going to turn out. And I think we're going to have a timeout for California here.
Yeah, Cali wants to take the Lloyd Belt Automotive timeout.
Big
Talk
play,
this one out.
Can't blame him.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you've got to find the end zone if you're California. As long as Eldon has been able to put together drives and how efficiently they've been able to do it, you got to believe this is a huge moment in the game. So we'll take the break as well. We'll be back. Eldon leads Cali 20-13, but the Pintos are driving. You're listening to KS-95 Sports.
Polylift Boat Lifts. You've got your home at the lake and you found the perfect boat. Now, to just make sure the boat bottom stays clean and up out of the water. Polylift Boat Lifts. We've been the lake's choice for reliable boat lifts for over 40 years, and we offer a lifetime warranty on our tanks. We don't just build boat lifts, we build poly lifts.
We don't just build boat lifts, we build poly lifts.
We are back with the American Sun Control third quarter. Eldon holding on to a 7-point lead, but the Pintos looking to even things up. They have driven all the way down to the 13-yard line of the Mustangs. I mean, sometimes for offenses, once you get into the red zone, it gets tough because you take away some of the space. That doesn't really matter at
This
Cali.
is not that offense. They're not trying to spread you out vertically. They're trying to pound it.
Every player for Cali is within 10 yards on the line right now as they hand it off. This one going to Odin. He follows Volkert. He's got room, leans forward, and falls into the end zone. Touchdown, Pintos.
What a run there. I mean, he got vertical, right? When he got to the second level, bounced it outside, and then gets vertical again. That's textbook.
So the Pinto's going to bring out the kicker, try to knot this one up at 20 apiece. It is homecoming night here in California, and the crowd got a lot of reason to be into this one.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely didn't have a lot to be excited for at the beginning of the first half, but didn't either at the beginning of the second half. Now, offense bouncing back because that kick is good. And
tied up at 20 apiece. This is right back to anyone's ball game. I mean, the Eldon offense looked good last time out. If you're the Mustangs, you just say, okay, we got to go do it again.
They found something with that run off tackle, right? I feel like it looks really good. They've kind of, I don't know if they talked to him or if he just kind of realized, but they've kind of got Beanland running the ball hard on the outsides, and now that opens up the inside runs. It opens up the short passing lanes again.
It also opens up, if you can get him to sell on land and run into the outside, one of these times Evan's going to keep it for himself. And
right. It definitely, it's a luxury that they can run the quarterback in the middle and him not get banged up too bad. Some quarterbacks are, even if they are running quarterbacks, they're a little fragile and you can't always get hit like that. He'll take hits with the best of them. He's got a good frame and he's tough, obviously.
I'm not taking anything away from California. That drive was spectacular. But if I'm Eldon, I'm saying, all right, you guys had to convert 2 fourth downs, I believe, in order to keep this drive alive and go score on us. Eventually, we're going to get you stopped.
Well, that's exactly what it was on the last drive, right? They get a fourth down, and it takes so much effort, energy, and all that to pick up a fourth down like that, and then you just fumble on the next play. And that's eventually going to happen again.
This kick going to be returned for the Mustangs across the 25, trying to get the outside at the 30, and brought down at the 34-yard line. That's where this drive will start for Eldon.
Pretty good return right there, right? They definitely had something set up there. That's a vision that you like to see. Now a big drive here.
And the biggest thing for the Mustangs, in my personal opinion, is you cannot beat yourself here. You cannot have those early penalties that back you up on a drive.
California having a player helped off. That's number 34, Landon Hayes. I don't know if he plays on the defense for them or the offense, but that could be big moving forward. He looked pretty banged up.
Well, you hate to see that. Never want to see a kid injured, no matter what position or how much they play. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. It's going to be a handoff. No, Evan going to keep it, and he is hit immediately. I will say able to drag the defenders forward with him, so he'll at least pick up 1 on the carry.
And there was the play that you said, they're going to eventually catch him off guards. I think that maybe that was a predictable time to try to do it. Probably were keyed in on it a little bit, but I don't know if that's option or if that's straight off, but you want to stay the course and keep trying to mix things up. So
2nd and 8 for the Mustangs from their own 36-yard line, 2:40 to go in the American Sun Control third quarter. 2 receivers to the left. They're going to hand it off to Beanland. Landon trying to get the outside. He cuts it back in, dives forward, and they're going to mark him down at the 37. I kind of thought he was closer to the 39, but whatever. It's going to be a gain of a couple, but that's going to bring up 3rd and 6 for the Mustangs.
You get a few here. I think this is definitely a position of the field where you think about going for it. Obviously, you don't want to give California great field position because it's tough for them to go 90 yards. But
Eldon going to go back to that here. Eldon going back to that trips left, 1 receiver on the near side. Landon on the right hip of Evan. He drops back in the shotgun looking to throw. Buying some time. He rolls out to his left, still keeping his head up. Now he's going to come back to the right. He's got a little room, and he's got blockers out front as he crosses the 40, the 45, the 50, stumbles forward, takes a rough shot as he goes down at the 46-yard line of the Pintos. But a nice gain, able to move the chains for the Mustangs, and a Martin Metal first down.
He's such a dynamic player, and his ability to, sense a pocket collapsing. At that time, it wasn't even really the pocket collapsing. It was just no one was open, right? Great coverage. A lot of quarterbacks, that's just going to lead to a sack, and they call it a coverage sack, right? But Beanland doing a good job of trying to find something, always scanning down the field, and even a cutback right there. Sometimes dangerous, but works well for him.
And hats off to the right side of the line as they were able to keep their position.
No joke. It was almost like a screenplay where he was the runner.
It really worked out that way. In the shotgun, going to hand it off to Landon. Run on the left side. He's got a little room as he piles forward to the 42-yard line. He'll pick up 5.
And all it takes is Eldon, just even showing the threat of a pass against this California team or picking up a gain with Evan's legs, and then all of a sudden it's like those running lanes open up. I don't know what it is, but that's just how it's felt throughout the game.
I completely agree. And it has put the Mustangs on the Pinto side of the field. At the 41-yard line, it is 2nd and 4, under a minute to play in the American Sun-controlled third quarter. 2 receivers to the right, a back on each hip. They're going to hand it. No, Evan's going to keep it running forward. He's going to be grabbed by the hips and ridden down at the 39-yard line. A gain of about 3, but that'll make it 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, and with the pace of both these teams playing, you're getting into the point where you're starting to think about how many drives are even left in this game.
True.
I mean, you'll probably see one more play before the end of the quarter, and then after that, it's how much time can Eldon eat off while scoring the football, right?
Yeah, and most definitely in 4-down territory. 3rd and 3 for Eldon from the 40 of Cali. They go 2 receivers out to the right and a back on each side of Evan. Landon and Brisbane back there with him. Evan fakes the throw, looking to roll out. He's under pressure. He escapes on the left side. They get him by the ankles and bring him down. Otherwise, he was going to get the first down with his feet.
Well, that's a big-time sack there, right? But also a really good job by Beanland of if he gets sacked there 2 yards back behind, it might take you out of 4-down territory, but him able to stumble all the way back to the line of scrimmage extends things for him.
And that will end the American Sun-controlled third quarter. We're knotted up at 20 apiece. Eldon with the ball and a big 4th down. When we come back, you're listening to KS-95 Sports.
Veracruz Mexican Restaurant invites you to join them for a casual lunch or a nice family dinner out with delicious, authentic Mexican cuisine. Veracruz has a great selection of burritos, tacos, seafood, enchiladas, salads, and more, all prepared with the finest and freshest ingredients. Grab dinner tonight from one of their 3 locations: Veracruz on South Highway 5 in Versailles, Veracruz Jr. on Highway 52 in Stover, or on Highway 65 in Lincoln. Veracruz Mexican Restaurant, a proud sponsor of local athletes.
All right, switching sides of the field, switching quarters. We are in the Jason Blankenship CPA 4th quarter of action, tied up at 20 apiece. Mustangs with the ball and a crucial 4th down.
Do you try to get him to jump off sides and then play the field position game here? It's a long 5 yards. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, we'll see what the Mustangs do. If you got one play in the playbook, you go to it. Trips right. Taking the snap is Evan. Looking to roll out. He is under pressure. Spins away from one. Tries to spin away from another. And finally gets brought down by the 3rd pass rusher. Cali sent the house, and the house got home.
Yeah, and that's sometimes when you've got a running quarterback over a passing quarterback, instead of looking for the hot route, you look to run in those situations. And that time, California had the perfect blitz dialed up, contained the quarterback well, made sure he couldn't get out either way. And that's a massive stop right there, and one we're going to look at either way. We'll circle this play, moving forward.
So we'll see if the Mustang defense can get a stop now. It's 20 apiece as we start this Jason Blankenship CPA 4th quarter. California now taking over possession at their own 49-yard line. A little bobble of the snap. They run the option to the outside. Les going to keep it. Runs into his own man at the 47-yard line of Eldon, and that's where he will go down after a 4-yard gain.
He's not one that we've really seen run out in space too much tonight. And even there, he fumbles the snap and still finds a way to get something done. Fakes the pitch out, finds a little hole he can cut up into, and does a good job. That's one where as he gets older, I have a feeling he'll get some big gains off that because there were blockers set up, right?
Yeah, it very well could be a big hitter for them in the future. It's 2nd and 6 now for California from the 47-yard line of the Pintos. It's going to be a handoff right up the gut, but Eldon was waiting, and they're going to stand the backup. That is Odin for no gain. Well, they're going to give him about 1.5 feet. But it's going to make it 3rd and 5.
The way that dive has been hitting so well, I would definitely say that's priority number 1 is taking that away. And if they beat us with the quarterback's legs, they beat us with the pitch, we'll live with that, right? But you don't want to keep getting beat by the same thing. That's like the definition of insanity, right? Going out there and expecting something to change, doing the same thing. So I think taking away the dive is a good option here.
Yeah, and the way Cali runs this tight formation, you can stay in press coverage outside and just load the box. And it's going to be a shotgun snap looking out on the outside. The pass is going to fall incomplete. So 4th and 5. What does California do at midfield?
I think you do the opposite, right, of what Eldon just did. I know Eldon went for it from midfield, but they're a little more confident in getting 5 yards than California is. I really feel like this is a good time to punt the ball and play the field position game, although you're in opponent's territory.
Yeah, this could be another one of those big moments in the game.
I want to highlight again, that was a really good route.
And they're going Wildcat. quarterback's on the sideline. So I say they're going Wildcat. I don't know who their punter is either. So
They're not punting this football.
Nope,
They
you are
came
right.
out in an actual punt formation when they did.
So they're going to go tight formation, one receiver out. Volkert is in the quarterback. He takes the snap. He's going to hand it off, running, hit at the line. No, Volkert kept it. He's up the sideline. He's got green grass at the 20, dragged down at the 12. Volkert sold the fake handoff, or the play action, excuse me, and busted it up the right side.
He rode that almost all the way to the point of contact, right? Like the running back was getting hit as he pulled that ball out and took it off, and that's textbook. I mean, you can't teach that. That's just ability. And
if there is a California MVP, game ball, whatever you want to call it, it belongs to Brooks. There's no doubt about that.
I'm just going to be honest with you, and this is no disrespect to the quarterback, Colby Less at all. I would stay in the Wildcat the rest of the game, right? It adds another dynamic. Like Eldon can't key in on the dive anymore.
They must have heard you because they are going to stay Wildcat. And Brooks is going to hand it off on the left side. No, he's going to keep it. Pitches it out on the option. And he's going to go untouched. Touchdown Pintos off the pitch out on the option. And scoring for them, that is Tristan Balsley, the 5'6" junior.
You know, if any kind of quarterback coach ever saw the way that Volkart pitched that ball, they would say, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Right? He shoveled it like it was a basketball pass, like thumbs down and everything. But it worked perfectly, and like I said, if you're Eldon, take away the dive, right? Don't let the edges beat you, and the edges beat them, right?
Cali going to look to extend the lead to 7 with an extra point attempt. Wow. And confusion as they don't have enough men on the field. They got enough time to get them out there, though, as the game clock's only at 17. They're going to reset now for the extra point attempt. Low snap, but it's set. Eldon nearly gets there to block it, but the kick is up and would have been good from about another 20. California gets the stop on 4th down. They drive down and put up 7 of their own. They have taken their first lead of the game with 9:55 to go in the Jason Blankenship CPA 4th quarter. It's 27-20. Cali leads Eldon. When we come back, you're listening to KS-95 Sports.
PenMec Staffing has immediate job openings with long-term potential. They have excellent opportunities in Eldon, Versailles, Jefferson City, California, and the entire Lake area. Apply online at penmac.com or call 573-392-8383 to set up an appointment for an interview. That's PENMAC.com or 573-392-8383 to apply. PenMac provides free help finding a job. Apply today and go to work right away. Your one application will help you find multiple possibilities.
This is Como Connect Internet Court. All rise for the Honorable Judge Chip Thunder.
Be seated. I can see from my notes here, Mr. Plaintiff, that you have slow internet.
Yes,
Guilty!
But I didn't plead my case.
It don't matter. No excuse for slow internet. Como Connect has ultra-fast internet at ComoConnect.com. Bailiff Snuggles, get this man out of my courtroom.
Your bailiff is a T-Rex? Why?
Because I'm Judge Chip Thunder, baby!
And the ensuing kickoff from California, just a line drive.
If you had an onside kick to put the game away on your bingo card, congratulations. Come forward and collect your prize. That was wow. I respect it. He did it last year too.
Oh my goodness.
Stick to your guns.
This game's got it all, folks. If you were looking for something that would have everything from Wildcats to onside kicks while leading, boy, we've got one for you.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for a trick play. That's all we need to finish this off, right?
It's coming. I can feel it. So Eldon trailing by 7. Plenty of time in good field position as they're at midfield. They go trips right, send the receiver in motion. They're going to hand it off to Beanland. He runs right up the gut, and he'll pick up about 3 before being stood up.
I don't know if we all forgot that, but there was that one play, where Eldon ran for a 60-yard touchdown on the jet sweep right there. And so I think they finally went back to that look a little bit in a formation that allows them to motion a receiver across. And maybe they go back to that later in the game. That time choose to fake it and go up the middle. But it opens up lanes.
I want to see tackles reporting as eligible. We've hit that point in the game.
Seriously, yeah, come on. This is crucial right here. Let's see a pass to number 44 again.
Absolutely. 2nd and 8 in the shotgun, looking to throw Evan. He's going to throw a dart. It's caught at the 38 to the 40, breaking a tackle and finally hit at the 42-yard line. That's going to move the chains for a Martin Metal first down.
And finally we get to see, what's his name? Cody Brown finally get a catch there. He's deserved it. I felt like, at least, and that they've tried to run that play a few times. One time he got called back, another time it was an incomplete pass. Finally connecting there, and that's such an easy way to pick up some yards, right? When the defense is playing so far off.
And so by throwing the ball once again, Eldon keeping the Cali defense honest. They're going to go 2 receivers split out to the right and a back on each side. They're going to hand it to Landon. He cuts it inside, a little room, takes on tacklers, and he'll pick up 7, and a late flag comes out. Usually when a flag's out at the end of the play, it's going to be...
It's going to be a face mask or a unnecessary roughness or something like that.
I would say that's going to move the chains for the Mustangs, as it was already a 7-yard gain, but we'll see what the White Hat has to say. Face mask. So, a Martin medal. First down for the Mustangs.
That's such a good run, too, there by, was that Beanland on the run, Landon? Yeah, that's a great job, right? You're working a run to the outside, and sometimes when you hear outside run, it's just so tough to want to cut it up early. But he did a good job of setting up his cut, right? Not giving away too early, but taking that extra step outside, making the defender jump out towards the sideline, and then cutting up in. You're not necessarily cutting your losses, right? That's where you want to cut it up, but you kind of are.
Mustangs now in the Crown Power Case IH red zone after the penalty on the 18-yard line of the Pintos, looking to even things up. It's going to be a handoff landed, but he is going to be met immediately right at the line of scrimmage. Linebacker from California found the gap, shot it well.
That was triple option, and I don't know that the right read was made there, but triple option isn't something that we see Eldon run a whole lot, right? So sometimes there might be a little immature in it, and I think that's what we saw in the injury.
Yeah,
you
never
never want to see that.
Not what you want to see. I'm not positive who's down for the Mustangs.
It's an offensive lineman, I think.
Which, as much as the Mustangs run the ball, that is definitely not good.
Oh, no, is that the running back?
That might have been Beanland that went down. But
I think it was Brisbane.
Was it Brisbane?
Because Brisbane wears his jersey like up on his sleeves, right? And you can kind of see his shoulder pads, and I think that's who that was.
Well, he is back to his feet and helped off the field. So it'll be 2nd and 11 for the Mustangs from the 18-yard line of the Pintos. When the Jason Blankenship CPA fourth quarter, 8:53 to play. California leads Eldon 27-20. So we get that all sorted out.
It'll be Beanland next to him now.
Yeah, that is. I believe you're right. It'll be trips left. Landon to the right of Evan in the shotgun. And it takes the snap. He's looking to throw. It's going to be that quick out again. It's caught at the 13, shedding a tackler, but back to the 15. And he's going to take a big hit. That was Brown with the reception.
Made him pay for getting that reception, no doubt.
Yeah, he may have been better off just making the catch and going down, but trying to fight for a little extra yardage.
So you want to know where your trick play is going to come in is they've shown this a few times, right? They've run that out, and then all of a sudden that out is going to turn into a wheel up the sideline, and they're going to run a double wheel up the sideline. And I don't know when it'll come out. This would be a good time to run it 3rd and 8. But we've seen it a few times, and it has worked a few times as well there on that sideline.
Well, on 3rd and 8, Eldon going to go trips right this time. Landon lined up to the right of Evan. Evan in the shotgun takes the snap. He's going to roll out to his right under a little pressure. Cuts it back, tries to split the defender, shakes one tackler, takes on another, and they're going to stand him up.
Much to the pleasure of the California coaching staff.
You may have heard that.
Can't blame him. I mean, this has been a rough go-around. There's no secret for California. A win like this, at home, on homecoming against your rival, I mean, that's stuff you remember for forever.
If you're Eldon, you go to the best play in your playbook right now. It's 4th and 9 on the 16-yard line of the Pintos, trailing by 7 with just under 8 minutes to play. Well, closing in on 7 minutes to play.
You got to let Beanland roll out here and try to avoid the pressure on his own, right? I feel like you fake across the face and then roll out to the left side.
Trips left for Evan. Landon to his right. He drops back to throw. Evan looking to the outside. He's got a slant. He's got a man at the 5. Touchdown, Mustangs. Beautiful play design, beautiful execution. Who was that with the reception?
Was that Brisbane?
I couldn't hear the PA announcer. He didn't sound happy about it.
I think it was Brisbane.
I see him walking back. I don't know for sure. Whomever it was, ran beautifully. And the extra point attempt coming up from Devin Hardy, a chance to tie this game.
That's awesome because you knew California was sending pressure, right? And this is a big extra point.
Kick is up and no good. So Cali holds on to the lead 27-26. 7 minutes to go. Eldon still with 3 timeouts. Plenty of time to get a stop and get the ball back. Can they do it? When we come back with the Jason Blankenship CPA fourth quarter, you're listening to KS-95 Sports.
Take your softball and baseball skills to the next level. The Shed is Eldon's own indoor hitting facility that features 2 full cages with screens, tees, and pitching lanes. You'll love their top-of-the-line pitching machine that throws a variety of speeds with precise locations to perfect your swing. The Shed also has a workout facility. You can add it to your cage rental or just purchase as a regular membership. Open Monday through Friday, 3:30 to 8, and Saturday and Sunday from noon to 8. Look for the big white building across from Gerb's in Eldon. Book times now on Facebook at The Shed LLC. See you at The Shed.
Divine and the Land Pro team will provide you with excellent service and more than 25 years of combined knowledge of the local real estate market. Looking to buy or sell land or farms in Miller, Morgan, or Camden County? Call Chuck Yo, the Land Pro, at 573-280-4452. Victoria Divine makes finding your next home enjoyable, utilizing the latest technology to bring buyers and sellers together. Buying a home is a big decision. Trust Victoria Divine to handle all the details for you. Divine and Associates, powered by eXp Realty, located across from Wood Supermarket in Eldon.
Eldon gets 6, but the extra point no good. So California holds on to lead 27-26. We've still got 7 minutes to go in the Jason Blankenship CPA fourth quarter. Ryan, Eldon's going to have to come up with a stop somewhere.
Yeah, I don't think this changes anything. Obviously, it sucks because if nothing happens in this game, then you lose, right? But you were going to have to get a stop and score to win the game anyways. And here's a big kickoff return.
California finds a hole up the middle, and the return going to be brought down at the 46-yard line. Eldon Special Teams has been excellent all night. The one time they show a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, and I think Hardy was still a little rattled from that missed extra point, and it didn't come off his foot great on the kickoff. But like I said, it doesn't change anything, right? You needed to get a stop. You needed to score to win this football game. The only thing it changes is if you get a stop and don't score, then you lose the football game rather than going to overtime. But you can't worry about that. You just got to get a stop here. And even if you don't get a stop, as long as there's still time on the clock, you're going to have a chance because it's going to be a 2 or 1 possession game, that is.
On 1st and 10, California staying on the ground right up the gut. It's going to be about a 2-yard gain before being ridden down.
Here's the problem is the California offense, if they're equipped to do anything, is take time off this clock, right? Yeah, Eldon still has 3 timeouts. They've done a good job of stopping this kind of offense for most of the time. It's can they do it for a sustained time?
So now's not the time. But if it gets far enough down in the clock, I've always been a firm believer as a coach, I would go to the Olay. If you knew you couldn't stop him, which I know Eldon still can plenty of time, let him go. Give him a hole, escort him to the end zone.
Yeah, and then it's just you see it a lot. They're in Wildcat. Now, you see it a lot in the NFL now where guys stop early. Let's see if high school kids know what to do.
Volkert takes the snap, hands it off right up the gut. No, he's going to keep it. Running lane on the right side, breaks an arm tackle in a second at the 30, the 25, and he's going to go down at the 24-yard line. California has found something in that Wildcat with Volkert at quarterback.
Just leave him in. I mean, it makes it tough if a team is going to key in on the dive, right? They have the ability to do that with less in at quarterback because he's not as as shifty as a running back. He's going to be on the outside, but the moment you throw in an extra runner back there and you've got a dynamic where you can get out on the edge with some speed, you're tough, man.
If you are Eldon, you are going to have to set the edges. And, I mean, Volkert has been everything for this team tonight. I think you're at the point where you have to sell out on Volkert at all times and make somebody else beat you.
Definitely a stacked box.
No doubt about that. Tight formation here from California. Volkert takes the snap. Handoff. No, he's going to keep it, and he's going to be planted at the line of scrimmage.
See, that's where Volkert doesn't really have the ability to pitch that ball out unless it's wide open because he's not a stereotypical quarterback. Had an actual quarterback been there, that would have been a touchdown because the pitch was open. It was going to go for a lot of yards. But Volkert, we saw the first time when he shoveled it on the touchdown, he throws it kind of like a basketball pass. And you can't do that when there's people in space or there's people out there.
So 2nd and 11, 5:08 to go in the Jason Blankenship CPA fourth quarter. California all the way down to the 25-yard line of the Mustangs. That's not really what matters right now. It's a 1-point California lead. Cali going to split 2 out to the left side, 1 back in. Volker takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's going to keep it and trucks forward to the 20. He'll be marked down at the 19-yard line. That's going to make it 3rd and Well, I thought it was, third and about 6.
I think they're better off when they do that and they're on midline and take the pitch guy out of it, right, and just have the pitch guy be the lead blocker on there because Volkart's not great at getting that ball out in space, and it allows for more yards up the middle. Now they're going to bring the quarterback in. I was going to say I'd go back to it again.
Honestly, I would if I was California as well, but instead less back in the game. 3rd and 5 on the Eldon 19. 4:15 to go in this game. That clock is moving quicker and quicker. Tight formation. Les takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to the right. Running forward to the 15 and dragging the defender across the first down marker to the 12-yard line. Eldon is not able to stop this Cali offense right now. I truly think if you're Eldon, you consider just letting him go.
Yeah, I was going to say, at what point are you just content with them getting a touchdown here? I mean, now you're looking under 4 minutes at least before you get this ball back, probably realistically under 3. So it's going to be tough sledding even for the offense to get something down the field.
I said earlier in this game, a lot of people think football's just a bunch of guys hitting each other all night. No, it's chess and checkers, and we're at that point right now. Game clock at 3:40, play clock at 12 seconds. So, I mean, this thing is winding down. Tight formation from Cali, stack box from Eldon. Volkert in that Wildcat takes the snap. He's going to hand it off. Odin takes it and dives literally across the 10-yard line ahead to...
That's not even a bad strategy.
No.
And now, I mean, you're getting under 3 minutes. I've ran a lot of 2-minute drills on Madden. I feel like I'm pretty good about knowing when to take timeouts, but I don't think you press yet. You want your offense to have as many of them as you can.
The scariest situation for Eldon right now is that California
pick up the first down.
Exactly. Can get a first down at the 4-yard line. Right now, California on the 9. It is 2nd and 5. We're just hit 3 minutes to go in this one. They stay right up the gut.
He should have went down.
He should have. Instead, it's going to be a touchdown for the Pintos. And I know what you're thinking at home. That's terrible. Now, if you're Eldon, that may have been the best case scenario. Odin scores with 2:55 on the clock, and Eldon still has 3 timeouts. It is currently a 7-point game. So even if this extra point is good, if you're Eldon, you still have a shot with a 2-point conversion.
I'm on it. I'm going to be honest with you. This is crazy, but I'm so shocked that Coach Grubbs is not going for
100% with you.
I'm so 100% not saying it's the right football play, just with everything we've seen from him out of the last 2 years.
I mean, worst case scenario, say it's a 7-point game. Best case scenario, you put the game away. Low snap. The extra point is wide right. So it remains a 7-point game. 2:55 to play. Eldon's about to get the ball back. They've got 3 timeouts. If you thought this one was over, you were wrong.
Wow. I mean, that's nuts. And the crazy thing is that one would have been good from like 50 had it been straight. But the problem is he hooked it by a mile. And now, though, you think like, hey, why not just go for 2, right? But, everything's hindsight's 20/20, right?
I did just get an update out of Versailles, and that one didn't go well. The last score I got was 61-0. So, yep. I
keep in mind that Boonville team is Eldon's next opponent, which is why this one is so massive tonight.
Oh, 100%. This is, if you need Eldon from the first quarter. You need Eldon from the start of the second half right now.
Yeah, you need your cleanest drive, and you're going to your best playmakers.
I got one for you. If Eldon goes down and scores, do they go for 2?
I go for 2. I'm not even messing with this, man. Like, trying to stop the triple option offense, the way they've ran the ball in overtime rules is just a tough task, man. Just go for 2.
Ensuing kickoff, and it's going to be another squib. Eldon going to patiently field it at the 34-yard line. You got a lineman out there. He was like, man, I'm not making a running attempt.
I mean, just imagine right there. That's how you lose the game, right? As you have a lineman make a running attempt at the football and miss the onside kick. I think that's a pretty mature play. It's probably not the play that you necessarily want because you would much rather have a 10-yard return there to make field position a little manageable, but you still get the ball at the 34-yard line. And
I remind you, if you just flipped on your radio and you thought, man, this sounds like an exciting game, MoSportsZone.com or the MoSportsZone app. Eldon trailing by 7, just got the ball back, 2:54 to go. They've got 3 timeouts, trips left. Evan takes it in the shotgun, looking to throw. He throws the out route. It's caught. It's dropped at the 40. Had a man. Would have been a nice little 5-6 yard gain there. Actually could have been more.
That was going to be like 15. I mean, he had it turned up, and he just looked to turn up before, and that could also be the emphasis of trying to get out of bounds, right? You do have 3 timeouts, but you do want to try to get out of bounds as much as you can.
Well, and if that one had moved the chains, the clock would have stopped till they were set at least.
Right, and you just got to catch the ball first, and another self-inflicted wound for this Eldon offense.
Trips left again for the Mustangs. One receiver to the right. Landon on the right hip of Evan. He drops back in the shotgun. Looking to throw. He uncorks one. It's caught at the 39. Nice move by Devin to make space. And an ankle tackle going to bring him down at the 40-yard line. Still, solid 7-yard pickup. Game clock down to 2:38.
Right, and as fast as you want to go, right, it's still about picking up first downs. Like, you can't rush a 3rd and 3 play call just because you want to get on the line and go as fast as possible.
Trips left. Landon to the right of Evan. It's going to be that quick pass. It's caught at the 45, fighting for more yardage, but instead going down at the 44-yard line. That will be enough for a Martin Metal first down.
Eldon receivers got to be careful about going backwards every single time they catch the ball. That time almost cost a first down, right? Really need to just try to be confident with what yards you do get. That clock restarted pretty fast there.
It did. Home field helps, and it's going to be a quick pass out and big hit by the corner from Cali, and I'm going to guess that is Odin that was laying the wood on the hit there, knocked the ball loose, and rattled an Eldon receiver who is down and shaken up right now.
Yeah, that was bad.
I mean, it wasn't I don't know how to put this. It wasn't a dirty play.
No,
it was a receiver going to make a catch and got lit up, and
I think they were sitting in cover 2 there, which is an odd time to be sitting in cover 2, but the cornerback was just waiting on someone to come into his zone. And
so Eldon going to go out and tend to the receiver, and he is up. I think that's one where you just you get the wind knocked out of you on a hit like that.
And that's Cody Brown, who's going to walk off and hopefully get back soon because he's been one of their better receivers tonight.
But I will say that stops the clock. 2:05 to go here in the Jason Blankenship CPA fourth quarter. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Mustangs. They are on their own 44-yard line. They need 7 or 8.
Yeah. I like where you're heading.
I'm telling you, if you get down there, I think we're in agreement. You don't play for overtime.
I just want to see it happen. Last year, I think that we did get to see it happen, right? I don't remember. It was a 2-point game, but I'd like to see it happen.
Trips right, one on the near side. And it's a bad snap. Ball's on the ground. Evan has to go back and meet it, picks it up, and he is hit. That's going to be a huge loss on 2nd down. Low snap.
Just take the timeout.
You're going to have to if you're Eldon.
Maybe not.
It's going to be 3rd and a country mile now for Eldon as they are back on their own 29-yard line. The first down marker is setting at the 46-yard line of California, so 3rd and 25. Eldon will not burn the timeout. They'll go trips left here on 3rd and long. Evan takes the snap. Looking to throw. He goes short. It's dropped at the 35-yard line.
Ooh, they could have called that one a late hit, which would have changed everything there, but 4th and...
Wow. So after all that, this game is going to come down to a 4th and 25.
So I respect the decision of not taking the timeout out there now, because now if you don't pick up on 4th and 25,
you have a chance
to stop them still. I mean, everything's still tough regardless. And maybe even, I don't think you punt the ball here, but maybe you do. I don't know. But
that is an interesting possibility.
Like, just punt the ball, and it might be better than any game you could have gotten.
I am curious if you're Eldon. Early in the game, they rolled to the right, ran a screen pass back to the left,
and it was
had
wide
it hit.
open.
Could have been huge. Do you go back to the well? And now Eldon will burn a timeout.
That was wow.
Okay. I don't think that was what they had in mind, but that's the situation we're in. That will be a Lloyd Belt Automotive timeout. I do wonder if you can go back to that screen pass, something like that, because Cali is about to drop 3 safeties high.
Well, I feel like, personally, maybe I'm crazy. I don't think after wasting this timeout, you can afford to throw the ball not down the field, right? Before, I feel like getting, even if you only got 15 on the screenplay, like, it's all right, but now you can't get the ball back.
Well, I'm also wondering, and I know at the high school level this is a little advanced, can you give Evan 2 plays? Can you tell him, get out there, and if you see this read, you're going deep. If you see this read, you're going screen pass. Because I'm just saying, if they're going to drop their secondary back, if you're going to have guys with their heels on the first down marker like you expect, if you can get out in space with some blockers out front, Eldon has the speed, but this is also where those injuries are so huge. You look at this game and you got to wonder, if you have a Jalen Beckman, if you have an Andrew Beanland.
Those guys are X factors. I mean, this game's not close. In my opinion, if they're here. And that's not an excuse. It's just the way it is sometimes.
Cali's going to put 4 back. 4 guys high. They are giving Eldon all the respect in the world on the deep pass. Eldon going to split out 2 to the right. 1 comes in motion. 1 to the left, takes the snap, and it's going to be a quick pass out. A little hook and ladder action up the right side, but nothing there.
Yeah, I mean, hook and ladder is a great play, and it's a good design, but running it like traditionally, right, where you do a hitch and then a wheel and pitch it out, like it's not going to work in a situation like that, right? Everyone's expecting it.
So that's turnover on downs back to the Pintos, and the problem now becomes after burning that timeout to set up that play, you can only stop the clock twice. There's 1:19 left in the game.
I mean, I get why you call the timeout because you want to see what the defense came out in and then readjust, but I don't know that calling a timeout and then running a trick play is necessarily what you wanted to do, right? And it's just, sometimes you think things are going to work better than they do.
I can tell you right now, Coach Griffin's going to be saying self-inflicted wounds.
Yeah, it's the truth.
Tight formation for Cali. This is staying on the ground. There's no doubt about it. And this one's staying in the hands of who else but Volkert.
And that's going to...
That first down very well will probably put this one away as Eldon will burn the timeout to stop the clock. But, well, no, they won't. Excuse me.
You don't now. You wait until the next play now because they already picked up the first down. But good luck keeping the students off the field after that one. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that was – they found something in this Wildcat offense here tonight. And so game clock under a minute to go now on 1st and 10. Eldon only with 2 timeouts. It's looking like California is about to pick up their biggest win of the season.
Yeah, I mean,
only their second win of the season, but still their biggest.
And it'll now be the
victory. Oh, no. Yeah, it is the victory formation out of the shotgun. They take the knee, and Eldon will burn the timeout, but
this will now be the 5th win in a row for California over Eldon.
That is tough. So Eldon, it's looking like they're going to drop their 5th game in a row for that matter, as they have a tough task ahead of them next week when they make the journey. Are they at Boonville or at home with Boonville? Either way, they get Boonville next week. Boonville, who has put 60 up on Versailles tonight.
Yeah, and keep in mind that Versailles Eldon game was, you never want a scoreboard watch, but that game was a one-point game.
It was, but it is worth noting that
Versailles is shorthand.
Yeah, Versailles does not have their star wide receiver or their starting quarterback anymore, so that does make a difference.
It does, and definitely not a game you wanted to lose tonight, not a game you were expecting to lose, and it makes things tough moving forward because, like we said, there's still that possibility that if California really did find something with this Wildcat and they move on to beat Hallsville next week, you're going on the road to the 2 seed, or to the 3 seed, that is.
Yeah, and so Cali going to go right back to that victory formation. Takes the snap, takes the knee, and Eldon will stop the clock one more time with 35 seconds left. And that is the last time they will be able to do so. So
that'll be game.
That's game. Cali just has to snap the ball one more time.
Yeah.
Well,
40-second play clock. So with 35 seconds left, they'll snap it once, and that'll be the end of the...
I was thinking 25-second play clock for some reason.
It used to be every play in high school used to be the 25-second play clock, so you would get the ball back, but I like the addition of the 40-second play clock. Makes things a little bit quicker. That'll do it.
Yeah, so a tough break for the Mustangs in this one as they jumped out to the early 13-0 lead. But Cali would outscore them 33-13 the rest of the way as one more snap, one more knee, and that'll be a victory for the Pintos as you see that 40-second play clock pop up. So Eldon falls to California 33-26 on homecoming night. Your postgame show coming up. This is KS-95 Sports.
The lake is defined by its people. Those who live here year-round and those who come for the summer months. Those along our shorelines and across our country roads. People who care. At Lake Regional Health System, we provide comprehensive orthopedics, 24/7 heart attack and stroke care, and a nationally recognized cancer center. But it's our people who define us. Lake Regional Health System, our commitment runs deep.
H&R Block of Versailles is a family-owned and operated Block Advisors office celebrating 10 years of business serving Versailles and the surrounding areas. Pamela Johnson, an enrolled agent, and her certified team are here to prepare your taxes, handle your bookkeeping and payroll, plus audits, tax notices with the IRS and the state, and problem solving and issue resolution. For more information, call the H&R Block office on Monroe Street in Versailles at 573-378-5843. 573-378-5843.
We move into our post-game show. Sorry, the Bank of Versailles post-game show as Eldon falls to California. Oh, that score is not right.
Sorry.
I didn't know. That's on me. I forgot that I even put that up there. They fall 33-26 in this one. And once again, Eldon came out and did what it was. I hate to say this. We said it during the broadcast. It was very Southern Boone-esque. They came out in the first half and did what they wanted, when they wanted, and how they wanted. And then California figured something out, especially in the second half with that option route in which they were running the Wildcat with the option with Volkert at quarterback, and Eldon just did not have an answer for it.
Well, what I think is even more interesting about that is there hasn't been a lot of film on Volkert. I just talked to someone that I know that's familiar with the California program. Volkert has a torn labrum and cannot throw the football. That's why we saw it more last year, and throughout this year they haven't really ran it at all, is because he can't throw the football. And so that obviously makes it a little bit harder when you're talking about playing quarterback, even though he is a running back. And so they haven't really shown it a lot, decided to bring it out today on film, decided to bring it out today without any film on it, and it caught Eldon off guard. Props to California.
So for Eldon, though, we will have to come up with a first-choice Realty MVP. And I'm going to tell you, behind the scenes, we normally figure this out. We didn't think about it in the break. Ryan, we saw some different people contribute in different ways tonight. I really felt like Brown was a part of this offense, and a big one at that. Of course, you can always look at a guy like Evan Beanland, who had things going. Landon had some big runs for the Mustangs as well. Who stood out to you tonight?
I'm going to be honest with you, and this might be a curveball for you. You might disagree. I think the offensive line probably was the MVP in that game. They did a really good job. I feel like whenever drives stalled out, it wasn't because the run game stalled out. It was honestly because there were self-inflicted wounds on the outside, whether it was dropped passes, penalties, whatever. Like, you didn't hear much from the offensive line tonight, and that's a good thing, right?
I absolutely like that. So our MVP is going to go to the offensive line of the Eldon Mustangs because they were getting it done tonight. And it's funny because the defensive line actually wound up getting the MVP in that game with Versailles, and now the offensive line returning the favors. So that's definitely going to have to be it for tonight. And as for a play of the game, I don't know. I'm going to have to look back. That's going to have to come from the first half. I'm not sure which one we dial up there, but nonetheless, it was a tough loss for the Mustangs, but you got to shake it off and get ready because it doesn't get any easier the rest of the way.
I think that's kind of what's been going on with Eldon, right, as frustrations continue to boil over. It's like, oh, hey, we're full strength this week. No, by the way, after Blair Oaks, we have more injuries, right? And then it's like, all right, when is this ever going to end? When are we going to get all of our guys back? And go ahead.
I'm just lost right now. Versailles beat Butler.
Right.
Butler played Warsaw tough last week. Butler just wouldn't beat Windsor. Well, high school football is weird.
It really is. Well, high school and kids in general, they're tough to deal with. You never know. There's a lot of unpredictability in all of this. You never know what you're going to get out of your kids, and that's why, next week, this Eldon team could come out full strength and just, take Boonville to the woodshed. You don't really know what's going to happen. It just depends on what team shows up, and so you just got to hope that. It's the team from those first 3 weeks. I think getting back to the basics would definitely help that as the students were not kept off the field tonight. Yeah.
Well, I think we're going to go ahead and put a wrap on things for this game. We will be back with Versailles as they close out their season, or the regular season, with Sherwood next week. I believe that game is at home. Ryan, always a pleasure having you on the broadcast, buddy.
Yes, sir.
We'll be back together soon. And special thanks to Justin back at the studio for engineering tonight's contest. But it's been